From pretty much the present, this is your host, Adam Graham, welcoming you to a week of old-time radio detective podcast from 2013. Because these podcast episodes are quite old, offers and information contained in them are not valid unless they are reflected on our website at greatdetectives.net. Now enjoy a week of podcasts from our archives at the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me. Box13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook. Facebook.com/Radio Detectives. Well, we're going to start doing something a little different on the program, and that is letting you know about the articles that I post over at greatdetectives.net, because we post articles on mysteries, old-time radio and television. I think it's the type of thing that listeners will be interested in. Ideally, we're going to do this on Saturdays, but this time we're doing it on Monday just because I forgot. So what do we have? Two articles, one posted on Saturday, one posted on Sunday. In our Saturday article, we took a look, continued the series of our countdown of the top 25 greatest dragnet stories from all eras, from the 1940s to the 70s, and that one is available at greatdetectives.net. As well, we continued another countdown of radio's most essential people, and this week we did number 18 and number 17. So you can read those at greatdetectives.net. If you have a Kindle, you can have those automatically delivered to your Kindle device through the Amazon store. But now it's time to get into today's adventure of Frank Race. This one is The Adventure of the Runway Queen.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov. The war changed many things, the face of the earth and the people on it. Before the war, Frank Race worked as an attorney, but he traded his law books for the cloak and dagger of the OSS. And when it was over, his former life was over, too. Adventure had become his business. The Adventures of Frank Race. Now we join Frank Race for the adventure of the Runway Queen.
Usually, an insane asylum comes equipped with barred windows and men in white jackets. But there's one in New York that runs wide open. It's a simple building in the heart of the theatrical district on 46th, near Broadway. And from the outside, it looks like any other office building. It houses talent agents, music publishers, show producers, and theater hopefuls who rent rehearsal rooms by the hour. And once you get inside the place, you'll be inclined to say, as Mark Donovan did,
Holy cow, what a madhouse.
just the place for a nice, restful vacation.
I wish that dame would take a vacation. I'll bet he'd take gas. If I had a voice like that, I would very gladly close the door for the sake of humanity.
She is rather uninhibited.
Oh, brother, get a load of this coming down the hall. What's that thing on his shoulder?
Looks like a trained pigeon, probably part of her act.
Hey, that's an act could lay an egg any time.
For that, you could get a split week as a comedian on the Bowery circuit.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. What are we doing here?
I'm not sure. A man named Barney Lang dropped me a note, asked me to come and see him. He's a talent agent.
Maybe he's got a part for you in Little Women. For that, I could get a whole week in a boundary circuit.
For that one, you could also incur a sudden nosebleed. There's Lang's place, room 418.
So let's waltz in. Hey, sign on the door. Says closed for the day.
Yes, he mentioned that in his letter. Send me a key to the place.
A key? Too bad he ain't manager of a bank.
You, Frank Race?
Yes?
I'm Lang. Come in quick and shut that door. That racket is splitting my head open.
It'll take more than a door to drown out that kind of Oh, what do you know?
I had the place soundproof. There's usually enough of a racket in here without having that, too.
Barney Lang. A magic name along Broadway. Discoverer of more stars than you can see from Central Park on an average night. He didn't look the part, though. The cigar was clenched between his teeth. He needed a shave, and the suit he wore might have belonged to an unemployed mortician. He also looked as though he might have been drinking his own embalming fluid.
Guess you're wondering about that key routine.
I'm wondering about a lot of things.
Had to close up to keep the talent out of here and give us a chance to talk. I didn't want to call in one of them $25 a day private eyes race. This thing I want you to do is kind of touchy.
I can start off by telling you that I'm expensive.
One of my clients is giving me a headache. I want to find out what goes with her. Her name is Laurie Marlowe.
Laurie Marlowe? Ain't she the dame that sings on the radio? The gal with the come and get me Papa pipe?
That's right. She gets $5,000 a week for that program. Look, Race, I picked this kid up 3 years ago when she was nothing. She was a stripper in a burlesque house, and she sang a song once in a while. I heard something in that voice the other guys missed. I took her out of the joint, had her trained, got her a good deal. I don't want to see her blow up a career.
What makes you think she will?
I'm coming to that. I got her a picture deal last year. A fat deal. She bounced up to Cloud 8 when I told her, and then all of a sudden she freezes. No dice.
Temperament?
I thought so for a while. Then I found something out. It's going to sound crazy.
What is it?
Laurie has a funny habit, Race. She disappears in between radio shows. Doesn't show up all week. You can believe this or not, but she spends her time between shows working in burlesque.
What? $5,000 a week in radio?
Wait a minute, Mark.
There's got to be a reason for that, Race. And it can't be good. All that dough in radio, and she turns down Hollywood. Then she takes $75 a week to strip in some dive.
Have you ever asked her why?
Once I asked her where she was spending her time. She clammed up. I'm telling you, Race, she was scared. Told me she'd get another agent if I didn't leave her alone.
I'll take the case, Lang. Where is she now?
She's dancing in the Burlesque Review race in Boston.
Boston and burlesque. They go together like ice cream and mustard. But they do go together. An improper line in a bestseller or a legitimate stage show can lower the band like Clancy lowers the boom. But the bump and grind artists are not banned in Boston.
Well, here it is. The Burlesque Review Theater. Look at them pictures in the lobby. What beasts.
Not all of them. Look at that poster.
Egyptia, Queen of the Runway. Now, that is a dish.
That is also Laurie Marlowe. No wonder Lang is curious.
I wonder if her face is as good as the rest of her. You can't tell with that veil.
We may find out later. Stage door's open for rehearsal. Let's go in through the alley.
Hey, wait a minute. You just can't walk into these joints. Don't they have doormen or something?
We have all sorts of insurance company credentials, Mark, and theaters carry all sorts of insurance. We'll get by. The cubbyhole where the doorman is usually found was empty. We went through and stood in the wings. Egyptia was on stage, and the dance she was doing was enough to make you forget the inadequacies of the pianist and the despairing tone of the dance director as he tried to whip the lumbering chorus into a semblance of unity.
3, 1, 2, 3. Keep in the step. Keep in the step. Wait a minute. Cut it, Sam. Cut it. Jackie, which is your left foot? You only got it 2. Take a choice.
What do you want for $40 a week? Ginger Rogers? I'm tired.
You're tired.
Oh, break it up, Rudy. We're all tired. You don't need me to finish, do you?
No, you're all right, Egypt. Go get dressed.
She walked into the wings and came toward us. The piano had stopped, but she carried her own music with her as she moved. And it wasn't burlesque music. This girl was definitely on the symphony side.
Oh, I'm sorry I bumped into you. I wasn't looking.
That's all right, Miss Marlowe.
What did you call me?
You are Laurie Marlowe, aren't you?
No. No, I'm not. That's not my name. Let me pass, please.
You heard her, pal. Let her pass.
He stepped out of the shadows near a backdrop. His eyes were an indefinite blue-white like skim milk, and the cigarette dangling from the corner of his mouth was unlighted. His lips were almost white, too. He looked like he'd finished drinking his own blood using the cigarette for a straw.
Get dressed, Egypt. I'll cool these stage door Johnnies and wait for you.
All right, Rebel.
You came in through the wrong door. The box office is around front.
My name is Race. I'm just checking a few
I
items.
know who you are. I know who you're working for. I got reasons why you should quit.
Meaning the gun you're holding in your pocket?
The gun says you should go and tell Barney Lang to mind his own business.
And if I don't?
A gun can get awful nasty, Race.
This isn't the time or the place for trouble, Rebel, so I'll let that pass. But when the time and the place are right, I'm going to take that toy away from you and make you eat it.
I'm glad you said that, Race. I'll tell the boss. Then maybe he'll issue me a special hunting license. Just for you.
Rebel had told me two things. One was that he had a boss. The second was that Laurie Marlowe was not in control of her own destiny. Mark and I found a cafe around the corner from the theater. Most of the cast wandered in there after the rehearsal broke. We took seats at the counter next to the girl called Jackie.
I just want a cup of coffee when you get a chance, Joe.
Hello.
Hello.
Had a little trouble at rehearsal, didn't you?
Yeah, I always have trouble. Were you there?
In the wings. I thought you were doing fine.
Ah, that Rudy. He's all right until Egypt is around. Then he puts on a big act. You'd think he was doing a Hollywood musical.
Who's Rudy?
Rudy Casano, the dance director. You saw him. He's over in the corner booth there with Millie, one of the girls.
Oh, yes. I take it Rudy has a crush on Egypt.
He better not if he's smart. She's aiming for a bigger moose than him. Hey, that's my date outside. Never mind the coffee, Joe. Well, so long.
So long, Jackie.
Anything making sense yet, Race?
No. I'd like to find out who the big moose is, though. The one Laurie Marlowe or Egypt is setting her cap for. You go rent a car, Mark. Keep your eye on Laurie. Tail her wherever she goes, but don't let rebels sneak up on you.
Don't worry, I'll play it safe. What are you going to do?
I'm going to make friends and influence people in that corner booth. Go ahead.
Yeah. See you later.
Are you Rudy Casano?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm a Casano. Hey, didn't I see you backstage a while ago?
Yes, I was watching you work.
Are you in the business?
In a way. I'm scouting for Barney Lang. He's got a chance to sell some talent for a big Broadway musical if he can find the right people.
Oh, won't you sit down, Mr.
Race. Frank Race.
This is Millie Davis. She's in the chorus.
Hello.
I'm very happy to meet you, Mr. Race.
Of course, you don't know it, Casano, but we've had an eye on you. You and that girl, Egyptia.
Yeah, gee, that's swell. Hey, you know, I do better work than this. I just took the show temporarily, waiting for a break, you know.
I understand. How about the girl?
Oh, she wouldn't leave here. There ain't as much dough in all Broadway as she could get just by marrying a guy that's after her. Say, I'm a pretty good dancer, Mr. Race.
Egyptia's boyfriend sounds like big money.
More than money, Mr. Race. Real big shot family. He's, Henry Brewster Burton III.
Henry Brewster Burton III. Most eligible bachelor in Boston. Cream of the social register and a powerful man in Washington. Laurie Marlowe was really moving into the big leagues and doing it the hard way via burlesque runway. It didn't add up.
You'd be wasting your time with Egypt, Mr. Race. Besides, I'm a better dancer than she'll ever be. All I need is just
I know,
one...
Millie. A break. That's what we all need. Just one break. I'll see both of you later. I watched Laurie Marlowe masquerading as Egyptia do her show at the Burlesque Review that night. She took off everything the law would allow, except the veil that covered the lower half of her face. Mark tailed her from the theater, and I went back to the hotel to wait for his report. I was dozing off in a chair when...
Faith, it's me, Laurie Marlowe.
I opened the door and she came in. Without the veil, her face looked like it had been done by Michelangelo on one of his better days. There was something about her lips that made you think of all the kisses you had ever enjoyed and then made you forget them in the hope of the one you might get.
Surprised to see me?
A little. You weren't very happy with me this afternoon.
I was angry with Barney Lane for sending you. You see, Race, I started out in burlesque, and for some reason I love it. That's all.
So you mix it in with a $5,000-a-week radio career.
You know, sometimes a farm kid makes good in a big town. Gets his own swimming pool. But when he gets a chance, he takes off his shoes and goes wading in a brook.
Sometimes.
That's the way it is with me.
You're lying, baby.
Why should I lie to you, Ray?
Her hands took the lapels of my jacket, and she drifted into my arms. I kissed her, and it started bells ringing. One of the bells I didn't like. It was the phone.
Don't answer, Race.
I'd better, or whoever is ringing might come up. Hello?
Hey, Race, it's me. The dame witches?
Yes, Mark.
I thought so. Rebel drove her over. I lost him down here in the lobby, so keep your eyes open, huh? He's on the loose in the building.
I get it.
No, you don't. Look, the party's getting rough, kid. Just heard a news flash on a car radio, and we got a stiff on our hand.
Who is it?
Barney Lang. He was shot and killed in his office earlier this morning. They just found a body.
We'll return to the adventures of Frank Race in just about 1 minute. And now, back to the adventures of Frank Race.
I managed to get Laurie Marlowe out of the hotel room. Took the back stairs to avoid meeting Rebel and his gun at that point. And Mark and I took a night drive to New York. We got there in the early morning, and my key led us into Barney Lang's office.
Race, you know something? It would not be good if the cops found us prowling around here. I look lousy in stripes.
I know, Marcus. But whatever Barney Lang was killed for, it was something he found out after we left him.
Yeah, but he ain't going to be telling us now.
I want to check his files on Laurie Marlowe. They should be in this cabinet.
What's the matter, lock?
Yes. There's a fire axe just outside the door. Get it.
Okay.
It's this second drawer. File letters H to N.
Uh-huh.
Hit it with the butt end as near to the lock as you can.
Please, chum. You are talking to a kid which almost played ball with the Yankees. See what I mean?
That did it. The lock is sprung. Here now. This is the folder, Laurie Marlowe.
Uh-huh.
See what you can find around here while I go through this.
Okay.
There were some odd conditions in Laurie Marlowe's contract with Barney Lang. No personal appearances, no club dates, no publicity pictures released without her approval, no studio audiences permitted at her broadcasts, no television shows. And Mark added to it.
Hey, wait a minute. There's a bunch of clippings and pictures of the Marlowe dame. Oh, how you could prove it was her, I don't know.
Why?
Well, you never get a good flash of the face. Look. One of them hats with a veil, see? Then this one here. All black, taken from the side.
That's a silhouette. Are they all like that?
Yeah. Well, except this old one here. Taken down in Mexico from the looks of the buildings and those big hats she and a guy with her are wearing. Even so, she's covered with shadows, so is he.
For some reason, Mark, this girl can't show her face in public. But the picture does show one thing on her hand. A wedding ring.
Yeah. Right. What's behind it?
I don't know. Put everything back. I'll go through Lang's desk.
All right. Look, is there anything here that you want me to...
Can I come in? Oh, it's you, Mr. Race.
Yes, Millie, it's me. You're a long way from Boston, aren't you?
Well, when you told me about Mr. Lang looking for people, why, I just thought I'd take a plane down and see him myself. Where is he?
You ought to keep posted on the news, Millie. He's in the county morgue. Marlowe was hiding from something. But what? All roads were dead-ended except the one we hadn't tried. Mr. Henry Brewster Burton III. We returned to Boston to pay a call at the exclusive Back Bay mansion of the Brewsters, a ménage that you'd hardly expect to produce a pursuer of a burlesque queen. Henry III received me in the library.
I understand you're an investigator, Mr. Race.
Yes, I want some information about a girl you've been seeing.
What girl? And what sort of information?
Egyptia, at the Burlesque Review.
Sorry. I will not answer any questions concerning Egypt.
Look, Burton, this is important. A man has been murdered.
Are you implying that Egypt is involved in it?
Very definitely.
What kind of a game are you trying to work?
No game. I'm looking for information. You have it. I want it.
I'm going to ask you very politely to get out of here, unless you'd prefer to have me throw you out.
I wouldn't try that if I were you.
I was intercollegiate boxing champion for 3 years, Mr. Race. Now get out.
You are pretty good.
But not bad. So. Let me go, Race.
No. I'll hold on to this arm until you decide to cooperate. And next time you see your college boxing coach, have him explain why you should never be drawn into a right-hand lead.
All right. You win the fight. But that doesn't get you the information you want.
Stop being gallant and start being practical about your lady love, Burton. I've got an idea she's been playing you for a sucker.
Believe in being brutally frank, don't you?
I'll let you decide for yourself. The girl's been working you for something, hasn't she? Some kind of favor to be done through your influence?
Yes.
What kind of a favor? Maybe the key to a murder, Burton. You may help her later if she's involved, but you can't cover for her.
The favor was both political and personal. There's a man in the federal penitentiary, her brother. His name is James Marlowe. She asked me to use my influence to have him moved from a West Coast prison to one in the East.
James Marlowe.
That's right.
James Marlowe. The name started wheels turning. Convicted of post office robbery and sentenced to 20 years. Still had 15 to go.
Does that help any, Race?
It helps a lot. And I think she was lying to you. I think James Marlowe will turn out to be her husband, not her brother.
Her husband?
Yes. I have an idea that she was married in Mexico. That's why American police couldn't find any record of a marriage when Marlowe was tried.
But he's been in jail for 5 years, Race.
Yes, Burton. But the eyewitness, the postal clerk whose testimony convicted him, swore that a girl was with Marlowe when the robbery was staged. They went to Mexico and got married as a mutual cover-up, so neither could be forced to testify against the other if they were caught.
I've been taken in, haven't I, Race?
It happens to the best of us. But for your sake, I hope you didn't try to arrange that favor.
That's the trouble. I did. Marlowe is on a train right now, being moved east.
Then you'd better call your contact in Washington, have a heavy guard rush to the train as soon as possible. This is the payoff of a long-range plan. Marlowe will make a pitch for freedom. They'll try to get him off that train. It was still no solution to the murder of Barney Lang. He had found out some things, that was certain, but how? I kept thinking about it as I left Burton's house to join Mark in the car, thinking so hard that I missed Mark's signal. Somebody jammed a gun into my ribs.
All right, Nosy. Climb into the car.
I'm sorry, Race. I tried to catch your eye.
All right, start the car and let's move.
You're a busy little fellow, aren't you, Rebel?
I asked the boss for that license like I said, Race. I got it. You ain't gonna like this ride.
Too bad you had to come alone. I just found out why you haven't had more company.
What do you mean?
You look like part of a gang, Rebel. You're the type. But the rest of the boys are meeting the boss, aren't they? James Marlowe. They've got to get him off a train.
Now I know you gotta be cooled. You should have stayed in New York after you went through Lang's office this morning.
I kept talking to keep Rebel's mind on me and away from Mark. I didn't know what kind of a play Mark would make, but he was at the wheel, and I had to count on him to come up with something. He did. It was a 10-ton truck parked in front of a highway diner.
Hey, Rebel, ever hit a 10-ton truck at 90 miles an hour?
No, smart guy.
Well, you're gonna, smart guy!
Rebel had a natural reaction. He forgot us, leaned on the door handle, and jumped.
Look out!
You missed that truck by an inch, Mark.
Yeah. But Rebel didn't. He hit it on the fly when he jumped. There won't be enough left to blot up.
We better get back to the Burlesque Review, Mark. I've got a hunch Egyptia is giving her farewell performance this evening. Here's Laurie's dressing room, Mark. Wait.
Yeah, sure.
Come in. Hello, Race. I've been expecting you.
Tired of running, Laurie?
Yes. Tired.
Your husband isn't going to get off that train, baby. The gang will be picked up, too.
I know. Burton called me. He made me feel like... Oh, it was rotten. I did it because I had to.
Your husband wasn't going to let you enjoy the comforts of life while he wasted away in jail, was he?
Yes. He let me take the radio job because he thought it might be able to buy his way out with the money.
Out of a federal pen? He was dreaming.
I know. He had Rebel and the other boys watching me. Gave them orders to keep me working in burlesque, to make things rough for me. So I'd never forget what a bad time he was having.
The only way you could get off was to get him out. Is that right?
You figured it. If I quit or tried to run, he said he'd have me brought in for the post office job. He couldn't testify, but the clerk saw me, too.
I better call the police, baby.
You don't have to, Race. I called them myself. Just wait. Leave me alone, will you please, Race?
Sure.
Well, what's the matter, Race?
I just saw the farewell performance. I didn't enjoy it.
Huh? Oh, here comes Millie.
Hello, Millie. I was hoping you'd be around.
Why?
I wanted to tell you that your boyfriend, Rebel, met with a fatal accident tonight.
My boyfriend? You're out of your mind.
Oh, no, I'm not. He knew I'd been to Barney Lang's office. That's a bit of information only you could have given him.
So sue me, Race.
Who killed Barney Lang, baby?
Well, since Rebel's gone, I might as well tell you. He did.
Can you prove it?
I think so. I went down to New York with Rebel. He wanted to see Lang. I waited outside the office. I heard them arguing. Then I heard the shot.
You're confused, baby. You tried to sell Lang information. You told him about Laurie's husband and the setup, but he wouldn't stand for a shakedown. So you shot him.
I told you my version. I'll stick to it.
Your story has a hole in it. You couldn't have heard an argument from outside Lang's office because the office is soundproof.
You...
Watch it, Rick. Watch it! Well, thanks for the gun, Millie. Now we'll take you down to the local jail. They'll let you strip there, and they'll even let you take a shower. Then they'll give you something simple to wear. From now on.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov with Tony Barrett as Mark Donovan, comes to you from Hollywood. Others heard in tonight's cast were Michael Ann Barrett, Evelyn Scott, Jackie Shields, Tom McKee, and Ken Harvey. This series is written and directed by Buckley Angel and Joel Murcott. The music is composed and played by Ivan Ditmars. Be sure to be with us again this same time next week for another dramatic chapter in The Adventures of Frank Race. Art Gilmore speaking. This is a Bruce Ells production.
Welcome back. This was, of course, a very unique plot involving a radio queen who also did burlesque in Boston. And, of course, it sounded very familiar to me, and with good reason, because it had been done on yours truly, Johnny Dollar. It was the Kay Bellamy matter. which would be broadcast about 3.5 years later on January 30th of 1953. Johnny Dollar was, of course, noted, some might say notorious, for reusing old radio scripts, and this, of course, would be another case where people took a used radio script, adapted it to Johnny Dollar. Probably helped a little since Johnny Dollar was an insurance investigator. Now we turn to your comments and feedback. Justin comments regarding episode 855, The Adventure of the 6-Week Cure. This was a pretty progressive story, as that it gave, for its time, a rather sympathetic view of divorcees. A good story. I think it was a pretty balanced approach, and in some ways a lot more realistic than many of the Hollywood portrayals of divorce of the time. There were some movies, particularly some that would play themselves as comedy, that really played the whole issue of divorce and its consequences in a kind of flippant manner. So this one, I think, took the issue seriously as this very dark and painful thing. I thought it was a pretty well-balanced episode. Doug says, Adam, thanks for the show. I first found your Dragnet podcast, but have since started enjoying the Great Detectives podcast as well. It was nice to hear Art Gilmore return to Frank Race this week after his being gone a couple weeks. I will miss Dragnet, my favorite, but look forward to its return. Thanks again. And, of course, Art Gilmore, speaking of Dragnet, involved in many Dragnet episodes, and even on to Adam 12. After, of course, a long career in radio, it's just amazing to hear the number of programs he announced on, including things like Dr. Christian, which goes all the way back to the 1930s. All right, well, that'll do it for today. Join us back here tomorrow for A Life in Your Hands. Well, today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. And today's episode of A Life in Your Hands.
The National Broadcasting Company presents Earl Stanley Gardner's A Life in Your Hands. Where was the gun? Were there 2 shots? Who ran through the hall? Listen while we place A Life in Your Hands. You never know when you step from the safety of your home when you may witness a violent death and be called upon to testify as to what you saw and heard. Murder is a dark enigma that strikes fear into the heart of man. Strange, baffling, mysterious. But the darkest crime one man can invent, another man can unravel. Such a man is Jonathan Kegg, created by Earl Stanley Gardner, the world's most popular writer of mysteries, creator of Perry Mason, Doug Selby, and other outstanding characters. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jonathan Kegg.
Have you ever seen an automobile accident and perhaps driven away hurriedly? Someday that accident may be a crime, even resulting in a person's death. I hope then that you will remember what you saw and heard, for it will be your duty as a citizen to relate as a witness your recollection of what took place. You never know. Even now, somewhere in the city, there may be a crime.
It's almost 6 o'clock, Karen.
Wally, dear, why couldn't Randall come up here to your apartment to meet me?
Honey, you still don't understand, do you? You're the one that's got to impress Randall.
I never thought even a stepbrother would be such an ogre.
He's waiting now, Karen. We'd better be getting over to the cottage. Ready?
Oh, all right. You want to leave the radio on?
We interrupt this program to bring you a message from our newsroom.
What's that?
Eddie Phillips, the victim's killer, who has been awaiting execution in the county jail, escaped a half hour ago.
Escaped?
Authorities believe him to be armed. After supper, as the prisoners were going back...
Wally, wasn't he the one
yes,
that you're...
Yes, but he isn't going to hurt us. Come on. It's only a couple of doors down the street to Randall's. This town will be in an uproar till they catch Phillips.
And he is the one your stepbrother convicted, isn't he?
Yeah. Phillips killed a cop.
Ooh.
Randall sure pinned it on him.
Oh, Randall.
Honey, he is a big wheel.
Does everything that goes on in the Marsden family have to have his okay?
Well, if it doesn't, well...
Wally, are you sure you're old enough to know your own mind about wanting to marry me?
Honey. But I also know Randall. If he doesn't want me to do something, he finds ways.
Look here, Wally. Is it going to be like this all your life? Our lives, I mean.
We turn in here.
Because if it is...
Come on.
I fell in love with you because... Well, not because you're the brother of assistant prosecutor Randall Marsden. Remember that.
We go through the apartment house here.
Thank you, dear.
I've got to start talking up to him, haven't I?
That's more like it. This vestibule is dark.
We'll go down through the hall, other side of this door. No, wrong key.
Why can't we just ring his doorbell? Which one is it?
At the bottom.
Let's see. Here, I've got it. Randall Marsden, rear.
That's it. Got to start talking up to him. Got to start talking up to him. Right on through here to the backyard. Oh, that fool door. Needs a new air brake.
Must jar the people who live in this first floor apartment.
I don't know.
Well, if I live
They're
there...
nice folk. Mr. and Mrs. Ellsworth. Out here. See, there's Randall's cottage.
Oh, grass and shrubs in the yard and everything.
Used to be a garage till Randall made a house out of it. Put that fence up along the alley.
Oh, you have to walk across the lawn when you come in this way.
Yes, the other entrance is through the back gate.
Yes, Lieutenant, I know. Heard it on the radio.
Sounds like he's got company. Randall?
That's you, Wally? Come on in, I'm on the phone. Just a minute, Lieutenant. Be with you kids in a minute. Now, Lieutenant, what was that? Oh, I don't think so. Sure, I know Phillips is dangerous. I'm the one he spit all those threats at, remember? But you got the whole police force after him, haven't you? He's the one who ought to be scared. Look, Lieutenant, my house is hard to find. You can't even see it from the street. It's on the alley. He wouldn't know where it is. You boys get on your horse and... Wait till midnight, Lieutenant. If you haven't got him by then you send me a guard. Okay? All right, Lieutenant. I'll stay home and keep the police radio on. Sure, I've got a gun. Okay, Lieutenant. Goodbye. Getting out of town is what Phillips has got on his mind. Well, Wally?
Karen, this is my brother, Randall.
How do you do, Karen?
How do you do, Randall?
Haven't we met before somewhere?
I don't think so.
Maybe you caught her act at Carlos Club, Randall.
Wally's been talking about you.
He's been talking about you, too. Did you know you can do no wrong?
Tell me, Karen, how could a girl like you go for my little brother?
He's Mr. Marsden, too, you know.
Isn't she terrific, Randall?
Wally has nothing to offer you.
Randall, have you ever thought of Wally as anyone but your little brother?
If he'd ever shown any signs that... You think he's going to grow up because he wants to get married, eh?
Well, I don't see why not.
After all.
Quiet, Wally. I get it now. So your name's Robert, is it? Robert's my eye. It's...
Wait.
Oh, you haven't told us. No, I see you haven't.
What are you talking about? What's wrong?
I might have known.
Leave us for a while, Wally. I want to talk to Karen alone.
But, Randall... Do you want me to leave, honey?
Bye, Wally.
Do as Randall says, Wally.
All right, Randall. I'm going. But I want you to know one thing. That thumb of yours bearing down on my neck is getting so it hurts.
So, Miss Reporter, how much to leave Wally alone?
You can't can't buy me off, Randall Marsden.
5,000?
I'm not for sale.
10?
Go as high as you like. It won't be any different.
Sure. You're in love with Wally.
That's right. I am.
Reporters love money. They don't care how they get it. Did Al put you up to hooking my kid, brother?
Listen, I was born a reporter. Why do you think I changed my name?
In some circles, it must help not to be known as one.
My father was Al's cousin. He was a good man, but nobody would ever believe it with that name.
I can see the headlines now. Assistant prosecutor's kid brother takes bride from notorious hoodlum family. Won't that be just dandy when I run for prosecutor?
Why, you're not thinking about Wally one bit, only yourself, your precious political career. Anyway, Wally's only your stepbrother.
I won't have you marrying Wally.
So this is what the big Randall is really like. All you care about is winning an election.
Ask you not to shout. My neighbors, the Ellsworths, may be home.
Oh, the wonderful big brother is nothing but a tin god after all. Sometime, Randall Marsden, Wally's going to learn how to stand up to you.
I've known Wally all my life.
How's he going to feel when he knows it's only your future you're interested in?
Wally, he'll drop you cold when he finds out about your distinguished connection.
Don't bother to tell him. I'll tell him myself.
You haven't got the nerve.
You just wait. I'll put him wise to what a self-seeking fraud his wonderful stepbrother is. We'll see what...
District 30. Man answering description of Eddie Phillips. Seen tampering with a parked car in 1300 block on North Carriage. Patrols in District 30 investigate. Repeat. Patrols in District 30 investigate.
Life would be a lot simpler for a lot of people if Eddie Phillips found you.
Well, if the District 30 patrols get lax on the job, I've got insurance of my own.
A gun.
Just for luck, I'm taking the safety catch off.
I'm getting out of here.
So soon?
And as soon as the first show is over, I'll see Wally. Believe me, Mr. Big Brother Randall, you haven't heard the last of us yet.
Hello? Hi, Dottie. This is Mildred Ellsworth. Yes, I know it's almost midnight, but Jerry went to the drugstore and I've been trying to get you all day. Uh-huh. Well, just so I didn't wake you up. Did you know we have you down for a car to go around and pick up stuff for the rummage? Wait. It sounds like somebody throwing crockery in the coffee shop there. Oh, maybe a car backfired. Well, anyway, Dottie, what I wanted to ask you is if you was... Oh, darn that back gate anyway. What's that? Oh, I am sorry, Daddy. Can you do some driving around tomorrow for us? Wait a minute. Oh, that must be Jerry out in the vestibule. Excuse me, I better release the door. Well, that's not Jerry. Daddy? It wasn't Jerry at all. Was some woman going back to the cottage? Now, about that car, Dottie, we needed to make collections tomorrow for the rummage sale, and that was a shot. Dottie, I'll call you in the morning. Something mighty peculiar is going on.
Homicide? This is Officer Casey at Randall Marsden. It's too late. He's dead.
Members of the jury, in view of the prompt apprehension of Eddie Phillips shortly after the time of the murder of Randall Marsden.
Well, Mr. Coroner.
Yes, Mr. Kegg?
I would like your permission to enter this case as an amicus curiae.
But, Mr. Kegg, this is a fairly obvious proceeding with a fairly obvious conclusion.
But, Mr. Coroner, I'm greatly puzzled by some points in the evidence. I'm sure you wouldn't like to see a man convicted of a crime he may not have committed. even though he be guilty of another murder.
Well, take because of your reputation. Right. Members of the jury, I'd like you to know that an amicus curiae is a friend of the court. He helps us to learn the truth. He represents neither the defendant nor the prosecution. Mr. Kegg is quite an expert at cross-examination. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Coroner. Randall Marsden's body was discovered not long after midnight.
Officer Casey, the guard due there at 12, found the body.
And Eddie Phillips was picked up shortly after, unarmed.
That's right.
There's no doubt as to the cause of death.
None whatsoever, Mr. Kegg. Bullet from a .32 revolver entered Marsden's heart.
Thank you, Mr. Coroner. I'd like to call the stepbrother of the dead man, Wally Marsden. Mr. Marsden, when did you last see your brother alive?
About 6 o'clock.
Did he seem upset over Phillips' escape?
I heard him tell the police that Eddie Phillips would never be able to find where he lived.
Then he wasn't concerned.
When Karen and I got there, he was refusing to let the police send a guard.
Did he say why he believed Phillips couldn't find him?
The cottage is pretty hard to find if you don't know where it is.
Isn't his address in the phone book?
Yes, but his cottage is on the back of the lot, behind the main apartment building.
Enclosed in the backyard?
Not entirely. The back wall of the cottage looks out on the alley, like a garage. It was a garage until Randall made it over.
Then the real entrance was to the alley.
No.
Oh?
There's a high wooden fence that shuts in the cottage and the yard.
Any way to get through it?
There's a gate, but we keep it locked.
Who had keys to the gate?
Randall had one, and Sis and I, my sister, we keep ours in our apartment.
And the tenants in the building?
I don't know. I suppose they have.
Who are the tenants?
Mr. and Mrs. Ellsworth live on the first floor, and on the second there's a small business firm. A consulting engineer lives on the top floor. He's away a lot.
Was he home the last time you saw Randall?
I don't know. I didn't notice whose lights were on.
Why didn't you live with your brother, Wally?
Why, he just went on living there in the cottage after he and his wife were divorced. I live with my sister a couple of doors up the street.
Where is your sister?
She's out of town most of the time. She travels.
Were you on good terms with your brother?
Why, well, he wasn't going to let me get married.
Aren't you over 21?
I'm 25, but Randall always had to okay everything I wanted to do.
I see. What happened when you last saw your brother alive?
When I took Karen there to meet him...
Yes?
He took a notion he wanted to talk to Karen alone. So I left.
Why did he want you to leave?
He just said he wanted to talk to Karen.
But did you protest?
Well, yes.
Where did you spend the rest of the evening?
I saw Karen after her first show at Carlos, then I went home.
What time did you get home?
About 11:30, maybe a little later.
Oh, by the way, Wally, did Randall have a gun?
A gun? I think so. Yes, he used to go down to the police range and practice.
Where was it the last time you saw it?
It was on the end table, beside his easy chair.
Thank you, Mr. Marsden. You may step down. I'd like to call Miss Karen Roberts. Miss Roberts, why didn't Randall want his brother to marry you?
Because... Oh, do I have to tell?
We're trying to get at the truth, Miss Roberts.
Randall said he wouldn't have me in the family because he wanted to run for prosecutor.
What difference would having you in the family make?
Oh, it's... Mr. Kegg, my name isn't Roberts.
No?
It's Raporto.
Raporto? You're related to Al Raporto?
Only distantly. Please, I can't help it.
Of course not. Did Randall make a scene?
Well, he offered me money, quite a lot, to get out of Wally's life.
And you refused?
No, I did, Mr. Kegg. He was only thinking of himself.
I see. What did he do when you refused?
He threatened to tell Wally. I told him not to bother. I'd tell him myself.
Did you?
Yes, right after my first show at the club.
How did Wally take it?
He was Angry?
At you?
No.
You were rather angry with Randall yourself, weren't you, Miss Roberts?
Well, who wouldn't be? I told him it was too bad that Eddie Phillips hadn't already found him.
Tell me, Miss Roberts, did Randall give any indication he was afraid that Phillips might find him?
I don't think so, but after Wally left, he turned on the police radio.
Was there word of Phillips?
Something about a man who looked like Phillips.
How did Randall act?
He got a gun out of his desk and took off the safety catch.
What did you do?
I got out fast.
Were you angry?
I was upset.
Were you still upset when you went back later?
No, I was...
When did you go back?
Randall was already dead when I got there. He was already dead.
How did you get in?
I rang and nobody answered. I pounded on the hall door, and the buzzer finally released it.
What time was this?
About 12. I went back to the cottage, and there he was on the floor.
Did you see a gun?
Well, I didn't see anything but Randall on the floor and a lamp all smashed.
Why didn't you call the police?
I was scared. I ran fast as I could back out to the street.
Thank you, Miss Roberts. Mr. Coroner, I'd like to call the man who discovered the body, Officer Casey. Officer Casey, when did you learn that Eddie Phillips was recaptured?
Right on my way to Marsden's house. I heard it from headquarters. They picked Phillips up right in the neighborhood.
But you still went on to Marsden.
Well, I thought I'd relieve his mind if he didn't know.
Well, then you knew about the threats Phillips had made after his trial, when Randall Marsden convicted him.
The whole force knew.
You previously testified there was a bullet hole in the screen of one window facing the alley.
That's right, Miss Kegg.
How many shots were fired?
2, sir. One bullet was in his heart. Another one was buried in the wall opposite the alley window.
And those shots came from outside the cottage?
That they did, Mr. Kegg. The wires at the edge of that hole, they're bent to the inside. Oh, the bullets come from outside, all right.
How do you explain 2 bullets in the room and only 1 hole in the screen?
Well, now, that's not possible, Mr. Kegg. Not likely, maybe, but it could happen.
It could?
Why, the shots could have come in rapid succession.
I see. Any signs of a struggle in the room?
Well, no, there was a table lamp knocked over onto the floor. He must hit against it when he fell.
Did you find a gun?
No, no, we didn't.
Did Eddie Phillips have a gun when he was picked up?
No, didn't. He evidently got rid of it, Mr. Kegg. We're still combing the neighborhood looking for him.
Thank you, Officer Casey. That's all. Mr. Coroner, there's an indication of conflicting evidence here. With your permission, I would like to call another witness. Person not connected with these events in any way. An innocent bystander.
All your witnesses, Mr. Kegg. I was subpoena that person, and he or she must testify.
Jonathan Kegg is about to call another witness, a person who had no connection with the crime. If you should be this witness, could you remember what you have heard? It would be vitally important that you do, for you would hold a life in your hands. With the struggle between the principles of liberty and of domination by force breaking into open warfare in Korea, the whole world is watching the United States as never before. The people want to know if democracy really works, if free government is strong and vigorous enough to cope with the tremendous issues and challenges of our time. Unless we show them that democracy really works, and works better than any other system, the uncertain, undecided countries may give way to fear and despair and go the way of dictatorship. In order to prevent this, in order to sell them on democracy, in order to show them we're proud of our country and proud of the American men and women who gave their lives for liberty, we all have to take a more active part in the processes of free government, in the nation, in the state, and in the community. Our big job, our major duty this year is to register and to vote. Remember that, will you? And remember this, too. Freedom is everybody's job.
Jonathan Kegg has called as his next witness Mildred Ellsworth, who lives in the first-floor apartment of the building which separated Randall Marsden's cottage from the street. Mr. Kegg is beginning his cross-examination. Mrs. Ellsworth, how far is it from your back window to the cottage?
Oh, about like from here to the end of the jury box there.
About 50 feet?
Yes.
How do you get to the cottage?
Well, there's a hallway from the front vestibule, runs through the building from the front door to the back.
Is there another entrance?
Well, there's a gate in the back fence, leads to the alley. I've always thought it would be nice to come in there, especially after we put the car away, not have to walk around the block, you know.
Well, you don't use the gate.
Oh, no, none of the tenants do except to go out.
Why not?
It's always locked. Randall Marsden wouldn't give us the key.
Well, you can go out by the back gate, but can't get in that way.
That's right, Mr. Kegg, not without a key.
Is the hallway through the building carpeted?
Oh, my goodness, no. And the front door makes a lot of noise, too. It needs a new air brake.
From your apartment, can you hear plainly what goes on out back?
Oh, yes. The back gate, the way it creaks. The hinges need oiling something awful.
Can you hear what goes on inside the cottage?
Well, not unless people are talking awful loud.
Thank you, Mrs. Ellsworth. Now, you were at home the night Randall Marsden was killed.
Oh, yes.
Did you hear anything unusual that evening?
Well, I heard the shot, of course.
At what time did you hear the shot?
A few minutes before midnight.
Can you be sure of the time?
Well, my husband went out to get some cigarettes, and I remembered a phone call I should make. I apologize to Dottie for calling her so late, but...
Did you hear the shots before or after talking with, Dottie?
Oh, both. And other noises, too. I could hardly keep my mind on what I wanted to tell Dottie.
What are the noises, Mrs. Ellsworth?
Oh, people pounding on the door, running through the hall, and the gate creaking, and all.
I see. You heard a shot before you called Dottie.
Oh, let me see. I was asking Dottie if she could furnish a car, and I heard this crash.
The shot?
No, the crash.
What crash?
Well, it sounded like somebody dropped an armload of dishes. And then the noise like, well, almost didn't sound like a shot at the time, Mr. Kegg.
Well, what did it sound like?
Well, it was kind of, muffled. Like it was in a box or something.
I see. Then you heard the other shot immediately?
Oh, no, not right then. First there was the pounding on the vestibule door.
Well, what did you do?
Well, I thought my husband had forgotten his key, so I pushed the buzzer that releases the door.
You released the hall door.
But it wasn't Jerry. Somebody went back to the cottage, and I went back to the phone.
When did you hear the next shot?
It was later.
How much later?
Well, that shot didn't come till she was running back through the hall.
She?
The woman who come in when I buzzed.
Oh. Well, Mrs. Ellsworth, how do you know the second sound was a shot?
Well, there wasn't any doubt. It was real loud, like right out in the alley.
Did you hear anybody else go through the hall just before or after the first shot?
No.
Could anyone have gone down that hallway without your noticing?
Well, I should say not. There isn't any carpeting. You can
You
hear everything
also mentioned hearing the gate creak.
Oh, those hinges. Oil would stop that.
Oh, yes. Now, among the noises you heard while you were at the phone, when did you hear the gate?
Oh, let me see. Yes, I know. It was a moment or two after the shot that sounded muffled.
You're quite sure of it?
Oh, yes, I'm sure that's when it was.
First, you heard a muffled shot.
Then the gate. And then that pounding on the door and the woman going through the hall. And a few moments later, she went lickety-split back through the hall again, and then the loud shot.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ellsworth. Your memory of what you heard has helped very materially in solving a murder.
Well, I wonder what he means by that.
Mr. Coroner, I would like to recall Mr. Wally Marsden to the stand. Mr. Marsden, when Karen told you Randall tried to buy her off, you became angry, didn't you?
Wouldn't you? If your brother pulled a trick like that?
Wally, had you ever realized before that just how much you hated your brother?
Hated?
When you realized the length to which your brother would go to keep you under his thumb.
I saw that I was going to have to start standing up to
So
him.
you went straight to him from Carlo's club to have it out with him?
I told you I went home.
But you went to Randall's cottage first?
You can't prove that.
How did you know he had his gun out?
Well, he had it on
He got it out of his desk after you left.
Mrs. Ellsworth said nobody went through the hall till midnight.
You didn't have to go through the hall, Wally. You had a key to the back gate.
Well, that doesn't prove anything.
You entered from the alley, went into the cottage, saw Randall's gun out, grabbed
You're
it.
guessing.
He tried to get it from you, knocked the lamp over.
You can't prove anything.
Wally, Eddie Phillips didn't have a gun when the police picked him up right after the murder. It isn't reasonable for a criminal like Phillips, who just escaped from jail, to throw away his gun merely because he'd killed one more man.
So what?
So, Wally Marsden, it was you who shot your stepbrother.
I did not.
Then the doorbell rang. It might be the police guard, so you ran out the back gate.
No.
Through the window, you saw Karen discover the body.
She was at the club.
So then you fired a second shot through the window to mislead the police.
No, I tell you I didn't.
Wally, that's the only way it could have happened. That's the only way to explain what Mrs. Ellsworth heard. That's why the two shots sounded so different. Why there was only one bullet hole in the screen.
No.
What did you do with Randall's gun, Wally? Mr. Coroner, I ask that Wally Marsden be held until his apartment is searched. I think there you will find Randall Marsden's revolver.
No, you won't.
Why not, Wally?
I dropped it down a manhole.
Mr. Kegg, when did you suspect Wally Marsden?
When he let it slip that he'd seen his brother's gun lying out. And finally, when Mrs. Ellsworth heard two shots that sounded different. One of them had to be fired inside of the cottage. Mr. Coroner, there's nearly always a pattern of sound in these cases that, when properly interpreted, will lead to the truth.
We certainly appreciate your help, Mr. Kegg, in bringing the real murderer to justice. And I hope we'll see you again soon as amicus curiae.
Thank you, Mr. Coroner. Whenever I'm needed, I'll be here.
Thanks again, and good night.
Good night.
A Life in Your Hands is created by Earl Stanley Gardner with script by Christy Squire, directed by John Cowan. Jonathan Kegg is played by Carlton Kadell, with musical effects by Adele Scott, conducted by Whitey Berquist. Engineering by Bill Knight. This has been a partially transcribed Bell production. And this is George Stone extending a cordial invitation for each of you to be with us again next week when the National Broadcasting Company will again place A Life in Your Hands. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for all your support. Here now is today's episode of Let George Do It, Human Nature.
Personal notice, Danger's my stock and trade. If the job's too tough for you to handle, you got a job for me, George Valentine. Write full details.
Standard Oil Company of California invites you to Let George Do It. In just a moment, we'll begin tonight's adventure of George Valentine. Did you know that you can be wasting 1 out of every 10 gallons of gasoline you buy due to worn spark plugs? It's true. And dirty, worn plugs can also rob your engine of power and pickup. To avoid this waste, let Car Savers check your spark plugs. They'll clean them and reset the gap, or if necessary, they'll be glad to install new Atlas Champion spark plugs to give you more get up and go. It takes just a few moments to check the condition of the spark plugs in your car, so stop in soon for a Car Saver spark plug check at any independent Chevron gas station or standard station where they say and mean, we take better care of your car. And now, tonight's story, Human Nature, a transcribed adventure of George Valentine.
Dear Mr. Valentine, if there's one thing I learned in all the years I lived, it's human nature, especially when it comes to men. You, for instance. I know I don't have to go into a lot of detail, except to say that another man, a very fine man, needs help, real bad, and only you can give it to him. Right? Okay, then. I'll meet you tonight here at Club Bim Bam after the last show is over and the people go home. We'll have the club all to ourselves. And I'll be very
grateful for your trouble. Yours very truly, Ruby Devlin.
I guess Ruby knows human nature all right, Brooksy. I'll tell you more about it tomorrow. Now, that other letter.
Bim Bam, the best-looking chorus in town.
What?
3 sizzling shows a night.
Oh, now you don't think...
I know human nature, too, my friend.
Why, Angel.
Mine. Unless I were right there, I'd worry about you losing your beauty sleep or... Well, just working too hard. So...
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe we came too late, George.
Yeah. Everybody seems to have gone, including Ruby Devlin.
Well, I guess we could ask that cleaning woman over there.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Yes, sir.
We were looking for a lady. I believe she's one of the girls in the floor show.
All gone, mister.
So I see.
We thought she might have left a message or something.
Her name is Ruby Devlin.
I am Ruby Devlin.
What?
Oh, I know I'm not as pretty as those painted hussies, but I didn't mean to scare you, mister.
Oh, well,
I expected you alone, Mr. Valentine, so I didn't
well,
think...
my assistant, Miss Brooks, is the worrying type.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I'm glad you're along, dearie. Here, let's go and sit down.
Yeah, sure, go.
No, not here. Might as well take the best table in the house. Right near the dance floor.
We have plenty to choose from.
I'm the choosy type. That's why I like this job.
I don't follow.
Here. This one's okay. Well, nobody telling me how I should work. I'm my own boss. And I can make myself feel as good as anybody who comes here. See this thermos bottle of coffee, dearie?
Well, yes.
Every night I put it in a champagne bucket. Like this. High class. And the sandwich I bring from home tastes as good as the one they soak you $1.50 for. And I can imagine a better floor show than they put on. Oh, it's all in the way you look at things. And I understand human nature.
Which reminds me, Miss Devlin.
Ruby.
Ruby. That letter, it said something about somebody being in real trouble.
That's right. Ben Cullum. As fine a man as you'd want to meet. I worked as cleaning woman for him once, so I ought to know. Us girls can tell best about people.
Well, what sort of trouble is he in?
You wouldn't think a man as sweet and trusting as Ben would be in his sort of business.
What business is that?
He runs a pawn shop on Lower 4th Street.
Oh, no, in that hole? He's sweet and trusting?
I told you it's hard to believe. But I know human nature, and he is. Besides, he proved it to me. You want to know how, dearie?
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Well, I had a little ring I was always crazy about. My mother's. And one day I needed some money. So I told Ben Cullum. Well, he was real sweet. Just loaned me the money and let me keep the ring, too. $15.
Of course, you were right there working for him.
No, it wasn't that at all. Anyway, I know Mr. Cullum is in trouble now because I heard somebody say he's a fence.
Oh, now there's something a lot more in character with the neighborhood. Who uttered those words of wisdom, Ruby?
Well, it was 2 nights ago, after the club closed. A skinny guy, I think his name is Joey Krieger, was a little drunk, and nobody pays any attention to a cleaning woman. And he was talking to another guy, and he said he pulled a heist. And he said he had a real good fence, and he said it was Ben Cullum.
That's something for the police, isn't it?
No, because it's got to be a lie. Oh, I read psychology books all the time and magazines. I got nothing else to do with my time.
And so, Ruby, you're sure Ben's good name has been besmirched?
I think that guy was lying. But if it's true, then it must be the first time, and Mr. Cullum must be in trouble to have to do it.
Well, what can I do?
Find out if this man Krieger was telling the truth and stop Ben Cullum from getting into real trouble.
Well, that's quite an assignment.
Oh, I've got to help. I never forget a favor. You won't turn me down, will you, Mr. Valentine?
No, I guess I'm a little curious about human nature myself, Ruby. And especially about a sweet, trusting man running a 4th Street hock shop.
My clerk told you this room was private, Mr. Valentine?
Yeah, Mr. Cullum. And I told him I had to talk to you, not to him.
Well, you excuse the appearance of the room, miss. As you see, I live here and transact business up front.
It saves car fare.
Saves trouble. Besides, I'm a bachelor. This does fine for me. Now, about your business, Mr. Valentine?
Well, as I told you, Miss Devlin thinks you're in trouble. And because you're in trouble, you might be tempted to turn crooked and fence some goods.
Yeah, I did Ruby a favor once. Now I'm sorry. She's imagining things.
Mm-hmm. A big, cheap safe in the front, but a real fancy one back here. And so many bars on the windows, you'd think this was Fort Knox.
I have valuable things.
Yes, the window in the front is full of them. Ukuleles and second-hand cameras.
No, I'm a poor man. I worry about the things I have.
Uh-huh. And about this Joey Krieger character.
Yeah, there's your answer. I couldn't have timed it better. That's one of the things I like, miss, and I would never want to lose. My cuckoo clock.
The cuckoo's off pitch.
And so is Ruby Devlin. So now get out, both of you.
Sure, Buster, sure.
Hey, Jimmy, come here.
Yes, Mr. Cullum.
You show these people out. And if ever they want to pawn anything here, it's no go. Understand?
Yes, sir.
You know something, Mr. Cullum? You're making me more and more curious. So long.
Dynamite Department, Valentine, but I checked.
Thanks, Johnson.
What's the verdict, Lieutenant?
The boys in robbery have had their eyes on Cullum for a long time. He's much too slick. They've never found any evidence against him.
Maybe this is their lucky break.
Just because some cleaning woman heard a drunk blab about fencing some goods?
Did you ask the robbery squad if his Joey Krieger character was involved in any cute stunts lately?
No soap. He's a specialist in his kind of work. That particular kind of robbery's been conspicuous by its absence.
Oh, Joey could have changed his style of work just for laughs.
I told you he's a specialist and proud of it. Guys like that stay in the groove.
Uh-huh.
Well, George, there isn't much we can do. As long as the police already have their eye on Mr. Cullum, and apparently he isn't a sweet, innocent man being forced into a life of crime, as Ruby seems to think he...
Excuse me. Yeah? Okay, put him on. Sergeant Lay in the robbery squad.
Oh?
Yeah, Lay, What? Well, you did. When? I see. You couldn't, huh? Sure, okay. Okay, thanks.
Anything new?
Yeah, Sergeant Lay was out to lunch, and the other guy I spoke to just didn't know.
That there was a Joey Krieger type of robbery? Is that it, Lieutenant?
Over $5,000 worth of jewelry. They brought Joey in, but couldn't get anywhere with him. And believe me, they tried.
And there is something to what Ruby told us.
I'm afraid so.
As long as Sergeant Lay and his playmates have already talked to Joey Krieger, could you get me his address, Johnson?
I guess so.
I'd like to talk to him.
Sure, but I know the kind. He'll say nothing.
Oh, I got no secrets, Valentine. I like to talk.
Johnson's no good as a judge of human nature, either.
Talk and say nothing, eh, Joey?
You know, your friend has got a suspicious nature, miss. That's no good for a guy. It eats you up from the inside, you know. You should ought to have a talk with him.
At the moment, he prefers conversation with you.
Yeah. Okay. Waltz me around again, Matilda. I had nothing to do with that heist. I don't know no Ben Cullum, and I'm liable to say anything when I'm drinking.
The waltz is over. Come on, Brooksy. It's getting late. Oh, okay. Have some respect for the hour. Hello.
Come on, Valentine. Rise and shine.
Oh, Johnson, it's only a little after 6. Your energy's almost indecent. Call me later, will you?
If I can be up, so can you. Especially in this case.
What are you talking about?
I'm on my way to Cullum's pawn shop, friend, to check up on Ben Cullum's murder.
Somebody made him open that fancy safe, then made sure Cullum would never tell us who it was.
Yeah, easy enough to tell what Cullum's last thought must have been. The way his hand's still reaching for that empty safe.
Hey, this other clerk, the one who called the police.
Chick Brunel. Sergeant Malloy's got him up front until we're ready for him.
You know what bothers me most, Johnson, is I'll be darned if I see any way the murderer could have come in here.
He was here. Look, Exhibit A. As big as life. I mean death.
But you saw the alarm. It works from a switch right near the door from the street.
As fine an alarm as money can buy?
Yeah. To protect not the junk in the store, but whatever was here in the safe.
A great alarm. But it didn't do Cullum any good.
Now, if the wires were cut, if anybody even went fooling with the lock, the protective service gang would have been here.
Well, it's a cinch no one could have come in from the back. Look at the bars on those windows.
I noticed them before.
Cullum must have been in bed up to the very minute they come in on him. Or he'd have something on besides that nightshirt.
That's right.
See his slippers there at the foot of the bed? Didn't even have time to get into them.
8.
What?
8. That bird said cuckoo 8 times.
Good. You can count.
It's only 7:20.
So what? All those fancy clocks go cockeyed after a while?
Yeah, I guess so. I still wish I knew how the murderer got in here. There must be an answer to that.
Yeah, there's only one explanation. Cullum must have made a date for somebody to come when there wouldn't be any clerk around for a witness. And whoever that was is the guy we want. It's easy enough to dope out. Cullum was in a big deal in hot stones. Maybe there was an argument about the price. Stop saying that.
That's a good theory, but it won't work.
Why?
Well, you yourself pointed out Cullum's bare feet. Wouldn't he have had more than the nightshirt on if he was letting in company?
Yeah, I guess he would.
No, Jensen, I'm afraid this is a mystery that will take a lot of solving.
In just a moment, we'll return to tonight's adventure of George Valentine. If you're like most motorists here in the West, you use heavy-duty RPM motor oil in your car. So I'm sure that you'll be interested in these outstanding performance records turned in by heavy-duty RPM. One taxicab fleet, for instance, used to average only 35,000 miles between overhauls. Now, using heavy-duty RPM, these same cabs travel 100,000 miles between overhauls. Heavy-duty RPM cut engine wear and greatly increased the time between overhauls. In another case, heavy-duty RPM motor oil in a fleet of cabs reduced engine wear 71%. And so it goes. Case after case shows that heavy-duty RPM motor oil not only gives protection against gum, acid, and corrosion, it actually cuts engine wear and keeps oil consumption way down. And what motorist doesn't want this added protection for his engine? No wonder more and more Western drivers are joining those who use only heavy-duty RPM. So if you're not already enjoying its extra benefits, better switch over soon. Give your motor a fresh start in life by stopping in tomorrow for an oil drain and change to heavy-duty RPM motor oil. It's just one more reason why the folks at standard stations and independent Chevron gas stations say and mean, we take better care of your car. When a man is murdered in a room that's guarded by stout bars at the windows and a very efficient burglar alarm at the door, you really have a mystery. Especially when the murder is complicated by such hard-to-explain things as a cuckoo clock that keeps atrocious time, a cleaning woman who spends her time reading psychology books, and a specialist in the field of robbery who talks too much when he's been drinking. Even if your name is George Valentine, you find this combination of factors, shall we say, challenging?
Let me get this straight, Randall. You walked in, found Mr. Cullum's body in that back bedroom, and called the police.
That's right, Mr. Valentine.
And you got here about 5 minutes to 6?
Cold and nasty this morning, too.
Wasn't that kind of early for a pawnbroker's clerk to be coming to work?
Well, Mr. Cullum paid us well, so we worked the way he wanted us to. And didn't ask any questions.
We?
Kibby and I.
Oh, yeah, I met him yesterday.
You see, we changed our shifts around twice a month.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
This is a day and night pawn shop. It's right for the neighborhood. Open from 7 in the morning till midnight. Well, today, like always, I was supposed to come at 6, sweep up the store and move the trays out of that big safe, and then I'd work till 6 at night.
And Kibby?
Then he comes in at noon, closes at midnight.
Real long hours.
You're telling me.
Anyway, then, it's only from midnight until 6 that Cullum was always alone here. And that's when he'd have that burglar alarm set, huh?
Right. The last thing at night, he'd turn it on. First thing in the morning, he turned it off.
6 hours a night. Not too much, is it? Cullum must have done some of his sleeping in the daytime, huh?
No, he'd go in and lie down every evening at 9 o'clock. Sort of had himself trained. He'd sleep from 9 until 12.
I see.
Then the last thing before he went home, the night man would call him. The boss would get up and come here to this curtain in his slippers, and after the clerk had gone out, Mr. Cullum would reach around the partition like this and put on the switch.
Mm-hmm. I don't suppose that he ever forgot.
With maybe $40,000 or $50,000 in that little safe inside there, would you forget?
$40,000 or $50,000?
Well, of course, I was just guessing.
Oh. I suppose you don't know anything about any business that was done back there.
How would I? Sometimes people would come in and ask for Mr. Cullum personally, and then we'd call him.
And Mr. Cullum would take them in the back?
Sure. Nobody but Mr. Cullum had the combination to the little safe.
Well, I'll get the report from the medical examiner, Valentine.
Oh, good. What's the story, Johnson?
He put the time of Cullum's death at 5 o'clock this morning. Half hour one way or the other, but not more. He's positive.
Well, I didn't get here until 5 minutes to 6, and the alarm was turned off, so you see, I didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, sure. It's a mystery, all right. A dead man turns off the alarm. And for the time being, all we can do is wait.
Wait?
Sure, Johnson. I sent Miss Brooks to get Ruby Devlin. Sergeant Malloy is out rounding up Joey Krieger and the night clerk, Kibbe. There's one thing I don't think you noticed, though, Johnson.
Huh?
The clock here in the store. Look at it. Like the cuckoo clock, it, too, is 40 minutes fast.
I know human nature. Mr. Cullum was a sweet, gentle man. Now he's dead.
Yes, Miss Devlin, and we're trying to find out who killed him.
Thought you might be able to help us. You want to, don't you?
Yes, anything I can do, Mr. Valentine.
All right. You used to work here at the pawn shop.
Almost a year ago.
Well, now, it's just a hunch, but do you notice anything different about the store?
No.
Please, Ruby, look around carefully. You must be sure.
Everything's the same, Miss Brooks. Just like everything's the same back there.
Oh, great.
Well, I really didn't know what I expected.
The phone.
What's that?
The phone. It used to be connected way over there, near the hall. So it'd be near the store in the bedroom.
And now it's been moved close to the front door.
So what?
You asked me to tell you what's different, Lieutenant. I told you.
Now, can we see a minute?
Sure, Mr. Valentine.
Well, this telephone. It was moved recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Why?
Kibbe. His feet bother him, so he asked Mr. Cullum to save him steps. Kibbe and I always had to stand near the door.
Oh.
Well, like I said, Mr. Cullum was a nice, considerate man.
Kibbe sold him a bill of goods. Told him that when he had to go away from the door to answer the phone, somebody from the street might swipe something and run.
Young man.
Never mind.
What do we do now, George?
Well, it's beginning to sound like a refrain, Brooksy, but we wait.
Excited? What am I supposed to do? Have hysterics?
No, nothing as violent as that, Kibbe.
Of course, I knew something must be wrong when the cop came and asked me to come here to the store.
Could have been a robbery or something.
It could have. But you were here with this gentleman yesterday, miss.
Yes?
You saw how violent Mr. Cullum could be, didn't you?
Well,
Besides, he was mixed up with some pretty hard people.
You knew he was operating as a fence?
Now, don't get me wrong, Lieutenant. I wasn't in on any of that stuff myself.
Curious the thought.
But you can't work for 2 years for a man in this business without getting a pretty good idea what's going on. Maybe it's just a guess now, see, but maybe Mr. Cullum double-crossed one of his customers and...
That was the first thing we thought of. But it's no go.
Oh.
Hey, Kibbe.
Yes?
You know, it's funny that the burglar alarm didn't work, wasn't it?
Yes, that is funny.
You saw Mr. Cullum turn on the switch when you left last night at midnight, didn't you?
Sure, like always.
Oh, how could you see it? He closed the door after you.
The door closes behind me with a snap lock, miss. And when Mr. Cullum hears it click, I see his arm coming through the curtain. The nightlight I leave on in the store is right over the burglar alarm switch, and shows me that it's closed.
Oh, the mystery gets darker and darker.
All right, Kibby. Thanks a lot. Wait out there with the sergeant.
Anything you say, Lieutenant.
What do we do now, Valentine? Wait some more?
No. Now we go to work.
Hallelujah.
There's a desk in Cullum's bedroom, not far from the safe. There's something in that desk I want.
A blank envelope.
Uh-huh. That's a part of it.
What can that do?
A world of good, I hope. Now I need something with Cullum's writing on it. Yeah, here we are.
Valentine, if you don't tell
Take
me
it
what
easy,
you...
Johnson. I want you to send 2 clerks, Miss Devlin and Joey Krieger, inside, while you and Brooksy stay outside with your ear glued to the keyhole.
An uncomfortable position if I ever heard one.
Cut out the horseplay, Valentine. Tell me what you're going to do.
I'm going to write a single word in what I hope will pass for Cullum's handwriting. All right, folks. All right. Quiet, please. I know this may sound like a dirty trick, but what Lieutenant Johnson and I didn't tell you people is that Mr. Cullum didn't die immediately. No, that's right. He was able to reach a pencil and a piece of paper and put down a name. A single name.
Oh, it must be the murderer.
Yes, who was it?
Do you know why we didn't mention it before, Joey?
What? You got me, bud.
Or you, Grinnell?
I wouldn't know, Mr. Valentine.
We didn't because it really was no proof. Mr. Cullum might have been writing a message to the person whose name we have, and not about him, accusing him. But now we have additional proof.
Who was it? I'm your client, Mr. Valentine. You've got to tell me.
Yeah, Ruby, I think I do. The name is Grinnell.
Oh,
me? Oh, here, look for yourself. You know Mr. Cullum's handwriting. Of course, it's a little shaky. He was dying.
I don't know why you should write my name. I tell you, I don't know. Well, don't look at me like that. What's the matter with all of you?
Tell me, Grinnell, don't you have any idea of how a fella could beat that burglar alarm of Cullum's?
No.
All right, suppose I tell you. You just see how closely we check.
No.
I work for Ben Cullum, and it burns me up that I've got to handle his money all day long with never a chance of a dollar of it sticking to my hands. What I could grab and run with wouldn't be worth it.
You're wrong. I never...
Leave him talk, punk.
Kibby, you know I wouldn't do anything...
shut up.
Go ahead, Mr. Valentine.
I keep thinking about that other safe that Cullum keeps back in his bedroom. 40 or 50,000 in it. You said so yourself, remember, Grinnell?
Yeah, but I was just talking...
I don't dare pull anything while I'm on duty. If I fake a stick-up, the cops are too likely to smell an inside job. Sure, I can have a key made, but that doesn't mean a thing. The burglar alarm. That's the problem to lick.
Yeah. So what do you do, Valentine? What do you do?
I get an idea, see? Foolproof. It's last night, 9 o'clock. Cullum turns in. I'm left alone in the store. When I go back to wake him up, I've already pulled my little stunt. I've set the cuckoo clock in his bedroom and the other one in the store 40 minutes ahead.
I was here last night, not Grinnell.
Cullum lets me out and throws the switch. Then, a few minutes after 5 in the morning, I go into a booth and call the store. Keep ringing until Cullum gets up and answers.
Last night, I was here.
I disguise my voice and tell Cullum it's the wrong number. He swears at me and looks at the clock. It's 40 minutes past, so he thinks there's only a couple of minutes left before he has to get up and turn off the alarm anyway. He's only human. Remember the phrase, Ruby?
Yes.
He doesn't like the idea of getting up in the cold again. It's a raw, nasty morning. Why wait for Grinnell? Cullum figures he'll turn the switch off now.
Shut up!
The phone was conveniently located now, wasn't it, Kibby? From where he stood, Cullum could reach the burglar alarm switch. And after he did, you saw him through the door, and you came in and made him open the safe, and then...
And killed him, yes. I'm going to kill you.
Mr. Valentine, look out!
I'm going to kill you!
Oh, dang, are you all right?
Yeah, but Kibby isn't...
He'll live. I got him in the arm. He'll die, but not from my bullet.
Yeah. You see, he did something very human, too. He forgot to set those 2 clocks back to the right time.
Which one of these gasoline qualities do you think your car would do without? Full power, quick starting, fast warm-up, area blending, vapor lock prevention, anti-knock, smooth acceleration, or economy mileage? Right. Your car needs all of these qualities. And unlike a one-feature gas, Chevron Supreme Gasoline gives you all 8 high-performance qualities in correct balance. So for better all-around performance from your car, stop in soon and fill up with Chevron Supreme gasoline at any standard station or independent Chevron gas station where they say and mean, we take better care of your car.
I understand why it had to be one of the two clerks, George, but why were you sure it was Kibby?
Well, Grinnell left for home at 6, Angel. He couldn't have set the 2 clocks back then. Cullum would have caught wise long before morning.
While Kibby left at midnight, when Cullum was already half asleep, sure. And there was that business of changing the place where the telephone was connected.
Mm-hmm, that too.
But, George, if you suspected Kibby, why did you accuse Grinnell?
Human nature, eh, Ruby?
What?
It's only human to let your guard drop when you think it's somebody else who's in danger.
I'm a fine judge of human nature, I am. Ben Cullum, he's been crooked for years.
The police couldn't get wise to him either, Ruby, so don't blame yourself too much.
Besides, it's a lot easier to predict what people will do than what they are. Kibby knew what Cullum would do. You knew what Kibby would do. I know what you're going to do, too, darling.
You do?
When I really set my mind to it, you're going to marry me. Want to bet?
Tonight's transcribed adventure of George Valentine has been brought to you by Standard Oil Company of California on behalf of independent Chevron gas stations and standard stations throughout the West. Robert Bailey is starred as George with Virginia Gregg as Brooksy. Let George Do It was written by David Victor and directed by Kenneth Webb. Ken Christie was heard as Lieutenant Johnson, Noreen Gamille as Ruby, Larry Dobkin as Joey, Harry Bartell as Grinnell, and Griff Barnett as Kibby. Music by Gaylord Carter. Your announcer, John Heaston. Listen again next week, same time, same station, to Let George Do It. Let George Do It is heard overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. This is the Mutual Don Lee Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. Well, I love the pivot in the middle of the summation where we go from one suspect to another. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone go that far into depth into accusing one suspect to switch it around to the other. But it was a good turn and a good twist on a solid psychological story. I do have to say that after so many years, the George Brooksy thing kind of loses some of its charm, which I guess is one of the downsides to Golden Age productions, is you tended to have these quasi-romantic relationships which just kind of dangled, with the writers having no intention of resolving them. But that'll do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I should let you know before we go, we had a couple of lost episodes. This episode aired here on September 15th, and there were 2 missing episodes, The Bust of Plato and The Impossible Death. But we're not going to have any more lost episodes to deal with for a few weeks anyway. All right. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. And here now is today's episode of Sherlock Holmes. This one is Dr. Winthrop's Notorious Carriage.
From New York City, the makers of Clipper Craft Clothes for Men and more than 1,200 leading retail stores from coast to coast present Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's immortal character, the world's most famous detective, Sherlock Holmes, starring John Stanley. this week's story, The Adventure of Dr. Winthrop's Notorious Carriage.
Are you accusing your husband, Mrs. Winthrop?
My husband's lost his love for me, Mr. Holmes. He's betrayed me. I have no reason to defend him.
I see.
Lately, he's been impossible. He behaves like a sadistic lunatic.
Well, we better move quickly, Holmes. Look into this so-called accident.
Yes, Watson. But we must move cautiously if we value our own lives. For this is an elusive killer we seek, of great talent. A talent for slaughter, in a sudden and completely unexpected way.
Put on a fine Clippercraft summer suit, and you find it delightfully light, cool, and comfortable. Wear it a while, and you notice your Clippercraft suit keeps its smart appearance long after other suits are wilted, crumpled, and baggy. The amazing way a Clippercraft lightweight suit holds its lines is assured by Clippercraft's master tailoring and Clippercraft's careful selection of fine summer fabrics. Try on a Clippercraft suit tomorrow, and you'll see what we mean. You'll be delighted to see how little you have to pay. A tropical weight Clippercraft summer suit costs only $33.75 to $42.50, and your new suit will be envied by men who usually pay many, many dollars more. You save all that money through the unique Clippercraft plan, whereby more than 1,200 independent merchants from coast to coast pool their tremendous buying power. You get the benefit. Wear a Clippercraft summer suit and feel better, look better, and save money. Well, Dr. Watson, who rode in Dr. Winthrop's Notorious Carriage?
Well, Mr. Harris, this adventure with Holmes occurred in the early 1900s. It began backstage at one of London's most famous theaters. It was in the dressing room of Margaret Ashley, an exquisite and very popular young actress. Her performance for that evening had ended, and Margaret had a visitor, a Dr. Charles Winthrop.
I've made up my mind, Charles. I'm going to your wife. I'm going to see Elizabeth.
Are you, Margaret?
I shall tell her that I adore you, that you and I have been sweethearts all these months. I shall ask her to give you your freedom. I think she will, too.
Well, that's very touching. And very foolish.
Well, why do you say that?
My word, you've an appalling, self-centered mind, Margaret. Like many women, you believe that simply because you want something, you'll automatically get it. My wife would not be struck at all by the magic of our romance. To her, this would be a rather cheap, sordid business, an insult to her ego. Being a mature and poised woman, she'd take this with an air of dignity and tolerance, but in her heart of hearts, I'm afraid she'd be furious.
Well, then let her be. Are you satisfied with these desperate, dangerous meetings? You're coming to my flat if and when you can find the time, if and when you can somehow lie to Elizabeth?
It has been difficult, yes, but...
I'm sick of it. I shan't tolerate it.
We must face it, Margaret. We must do as best we can.
I'll tell you you're tired of her, that you love me, that you see her only as a dowdy, bedraggled housewife, that your marriage was wrong to begin with. It's nothing more nor less than an exercise in boredom.
Now, look, Margaret, I want you to control yourself.
Control myself? In heaven's name, why? I want you, and I'm going to fight to keep you. When a thing is wrong, must you go on and on and on with it?
I said you will not tell Elizabeth.
Nothing on earth could stop me.
I will.
What do you mean?
You knew I was married, Margaret. You knew the terms of the bargain. You accepted them gladly.
But we love each other.
Do we? Now listen to me. You made a great romance out of this. I didn't. You wanted to believe I was in love with you, that I couldn't live without you, simply to please yourself, to cover up the truth.
What truth?
That this has all been just a lark for me. That I was attracted to you because you're very beautiful, and that's all. And that is all, Margaret. It begins and ends there.
I don't think it does.
Oh, yes. It's taken years for me to become a reputable physician, Margaret. It's taken every ounce of strength and every moment of time I had to achieve a position in my profession and in society. I've a well-ordered household. I've a decent, honest wife who loves me. You're not going to place a bomb under that structure.
Oh, yes, I am, Charles. Now that you've told me how you really feel, I'll give you a taste of my vengeance. I'll wreck your home and your life, and I don't think for one moment that I can.
You'll do nothing of the sort. And do you know why? Do you know why you won't say a word to my wife?
Go on. Tell me.
Because if you do, I'll kill you.
He'll never do that. You could never get away with it.
You underestimate me, Margaret. I haven't an ordinary mind. I've a way. A wonderful way. Remember that. And remember, if you go to Elizabeth, I'll murder you.
Good evening, Miss Ashley. Shall I call a cab for you, miss?
Yes, Peter.
It might be a bit difficult, miss. Awfully late. You're the last to be leaving the theatre.
I wanted to avoid the crowd that's always here at the stage door, Peter. I'm exhausted. I couldn't possibly write an autograph or smile at anyone.
Your gentleman caller hasn't been here in a few days, eh, miss?
No, he hasn't.
That's such a fine gentleman. I certainly miss those tips of his, I do.
The cab, Peter, please, please.
I hear a carriage coming now, miss. Perhaps it's a cab. Yeah. He'll be having a talk with a bobby, he will, ripping down the alley at that speed. Look out, miss! He's driving right at you! He's locked a gun! Stop! Come back here, you! Stop! Stop! Oh, he's killed her. He's killed her.
Elizabeth, I must speak to you.
Yes, Charles, dear.
It's about this item in the newspaper.
Oh, one of your patients in trouble?
No, read that, please.
Oh, yes. Yes, I heard about that terrible accident. And Margaret Ashley was such a lovely young actress. It was a horrible, premature death for her.
Elizabeth, darling, I don't know how to tell you this, but I must. I want you to try to understand.
Understand what, Charles? Darling, you seem so distraught. What's wrong with you?
Well, there'll be an investigation. The police will be after the driver of that carriage, the man who knocked her down and then drove off.
Well, yes, of course they will, and I hope they find him, too. Insane, brutal to drive so carelessly.
Well, the police suspect that it wasn't an accident. The doorman's testified that the driver of the carriage seemed to go deliberately out of his way to hit her.
Oh, Charles, they suspect murder?
Yes, they'll probe very deeply. The most intimate details of Margaret Ashley's life will be exposed to public view, and so, Elizabeth, before you find out some other way, I must tell you.
Tell me what, dear?
I knew Margaret Ashley.
Oh, yes?
It wasn't a passing acquaintance. I was seeing her regularly. I visited her flat whenever I had the chance. She was in love with me.
Oh. You were sweethearts, Charles. Is that it?
Yes. I've no excuse. It's just some mysterious element in the chemistry of a marriage that does that to a man. I'm prepared to do whatever you say, Elizabeth.
Well, Charles, it's quite hard for me to say anything at all. It's very difficult for me to face it, dear.
I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. Terribly sorry.
Well, have you any idea who might have killed her?
I know.
Charles.
Yes?
Charles, did you kill Margaret Ashley?
Of course not. How could you think such a thing?
Now, Charles, don't lie. Don't try to live with a lie like that. You've told me some of the story. Please tell me the rest. I've got to know, Charles. Please, did you kill her? Did you drive the carriage that awful night?
No, I did not. I did not!
Listen to me. I might try to forgive an escapade of yours, but I couldn't forgive murder. Now, you must tell me.
Will you let go of me? You're out of your mind accusing me.
You did kill her. I can sense it in your eyes. Your hands are trembling. I've never seen an expression on your face like that before.
Shut
I
up!
know that.
Now get hold of yourself. Don't ever say that again. Is that clear? If you ever say that again, you won't live to say another word.
I had to tell you my story, Mr. Holmes.
I quite understand, Mrs. Winthrop.
My husband has lost his love for me. He's betrayed me. I have no reason to defend him. And lately he's been impossible. He behaves like a sadistic lunatic.
Why haven't you told the police, Mrs. Winthrop?
Because, Dr. Watson, I have no formal charge to make. I can't prove a thing. It's just my instinct. I feel that he killed that poor girl, and I will not harbor a killer. I need your help, Mr. Holmes.
Well, the circumstances of the accident, Mrs. Winthrop, make it almost impossible to prove willful homicide. Where does your husband say he was on the evening of Margaret Ashley's death?
He'd had a call, an emergency, quite far out of town. He claims that he left the carriage at home and took a cab. He was too tired to drive himself. He claims that when he reached the address given him, there was no such place. So he came home again.
Oh, it's very flimsy. Did he give you the name of the patient who'd called him on this wild goose chase?
Perkins. Mrs. Thomas Perkins. I did some investigating on my own. I telephoned every Thomas Perkins in the directory. None of them ever heard of Dr. Winthrop.
Did your husband mention this supposed patient who vanished?
Not a word. But, Mr. Holmes, you must find the evidence quickly. He knows I suspect him, and I'm afraid of what he might do.
I shall move as quickly as possible, Mrs. Winthrop. Come, Watson, we shall speak first with Peter, the doorman, the witness to the accident.
I'm ready, Holmes.
We shall move very cautiously, Watson, if we value our own lives. For this is an elusive murderer of great talent. A talent for slaughter in a sudden and surprising way.
With June just around the corner, you can expect a sudden heat wave any day. And that means many men will rush into Clippercraft stores for new, smart, cool, lightweight suits. So, to get the very best in service, the widest selection and prompt attention, it's smart to come in now for your Clippercraft summer suit. And it's smart at any time to buy your suits from the fine local store that sells famous Clippercraft lightweight suits at only $33.75 to $42.50. The exceptional quality of Clippercraft clothes is guaranteed by the Clippercraft label in every suit and sport jacket, the trademark derived from the staunch Clipper ships that established honest New England quality everywhere in the world. You can always rely on Clippercraft clothes and the store that proudly sells them. That's why men who know insist on Clippercraft clothes bearing the Clippercraft label. So be sure to visit the Clippercraft store in your city.
These leading stores in the metropolitan area are proud to add their names to Clippercraft in your suits, sport jackets, and tropicals. In Manhattan, Saks 34th, Broadway at 34th. John Wanamaker Men's Stores, Broadway at 8th and 67 Liberty Street. In Brooklyn, Abram & Strauss. In Newark, New Jersey, Boulevard Men's Shop, Kresge, Newark. And in Jamaica, the B&B Clothes Shop, 16408 Jamaica Avenue.
Dr. Watson, you and Mr. Holmes were racing to speak with Peter, the doorman, backstage at the theater where Margaret Ashley died.
Yes, Mr. Harris. The enchanting Margaret was killed by a passing carriage. That night, Holmes and I stood in the dark, twisted alley by the stage door, under a pale moon, talking with the doorman.
You say, Peter, you had a glimpse of the driver of that carriage?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I did. He was wearing an eye hat and a cape. The cape was purple. I could see it flying in the wind.
Did you see his face?
No, it was too dark, and he passed like fury.
Did you recognize the carriage?
At first, I didn't.
You mean that you remember it now?
Well, in a way, Dr. Watson. It looked to me like... Well, it isn't very discreet of me, but seeing as this is so serious a matter, it looked to me like the carriage of a certain gentleman what often comes to see Miss Ashley.
Oh, see, Holmes? Do you know the gentleman, Peter?
No, I'm sorry, Doctor. He never told me his name. And whenever he stepped out of the carriage, he was carrying orchids for Miss Ashley. And he held them up in front of his face, you see. And he held the cape up, too.
A purple cape?
Sometimes, Mr. Holmes, yes. He didn't want anyone to recognize him, I guess. It must have been one of those romances what you read about in the papers, you know. Maybe he was a cabinet minister or some high mucky-muck who was in love with Miss Ashley.
Yes, quite. Would you know the gentleman were you to see him?
Not by his face, Mr. Holmes.
That makes it even more difficult, eh, Holmes?
More than you would imagine, Watson. Even if the doorman here did recognize our men, that wouldn't prove the accident was deliberate. Peter, after the accident, did you notice anything curious about the body or the street or any of the other circumstances?
I found a flower. Fell out of the carriage. An orchid.
Well, again, an indication of our man.
I say it's him, all right. Except I don't like to send a man to the gallows just on my say-so.
No. Thank you, Peter. You've been rather helpful.
Well, where to now, Holmes?
Every florist in the district, Watson. We have the rope, We must now draw the noose tighter and tighter.
That's the door to Dr. Winthrop's house, Holmes.
Let's just keep an eye on it. Mrs. Winthrop said he'd be leaving about this hour. Once he's gone, we can speak to her, look at the house, and search for clues. But we must have him out of the way first.
Holmes, that florist. He recognized the photograph of Dr. Winthrop. Said he always bought flowers there. But he wasn't there on the night of Margaret Ashley's death. You seem very impressed, Holmes. Confounded why?
Shh. Look, Watson, there he goes. He's leaving his wife now. See?
Yeah, as he's going down the street. She's waving goodbye to him from the doorway. Attractive blonde, isn't she? Why should he lose interest in her for the sake of that actress?
Fascinating as that province may be, Watson, it is not within the bounds of my territory. Now come, across the street. He's out of sight.
All right, I'll ring Holmes.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, Dr. Watson, he's just left.
Will he return shortly?
No, we've time. Come in.
Well, lovely home, Mrs. Winthrop.
It was, Dr. Watson, until the shadow fell across it. But I've been living in this house with a man I know as a murderer.
That is your husband's consulting room, Mrs. Winthrop?
Oh, yes. Yes, he does all his work down here. The drawing room and the bedrooms are upstairs.
Maybe go up?
Yes, certainly. But, Mr. Holmes, you must find the evidence. I can't stand it. I'm so afraid all the time. He's going to kill me, too, you know. I saw him alone in his office last night. He didn't know that I could see him in the mirror. He'd a scalpel in his hand, and he was fingering it like... Oh. Then there's another thing. The night before, we took the underground to go to the theater. I was on the edge of the platform. I realized it just in time. He was standing directly close behind me. He could easily have pushed me in front of the train. Then there are poisons here in this cabinet. He opened the cabinet just before he left. He must have stood gazing at it for a full 5 minutes. He'd never done that before, Mr. Holmes.
Calmly, Mrs. Winthrop, calmly. Come along, Watson. We shall search every inch of these quarters.
By George, Holmes, we've gone through every room. No letters from Miss Ashley, nothing at all here. Not a scrap of evidence.
Mrs. Winthrop, in which wardrobe does your husband keep his clothes?
Oh, here, Mr. Holmes. But you'd better hurry. This has taken a great deal of time, and he may be back soon.
Looking for the outfit he wore the night he drove the carriage, Holmes?
Aha! The purple cape, trousers, double-breasted jacket to match, and on this shelf, a high silk hat.
Oh, please be careful. I never touch his things. If he suspects that anyone's been in his wardrobe, he'll have another one of his fits.
I see. Well, I believe this concludes the search, Mrs. Winthrop.
Yes, but have you found anything?
We'll discuss it downstairs, then we can slip out of the back door.
Yes.
Well, Holmes, should we risk Mrs. Winthrop's life again for another night? Wouldn't you advise her to leave on some pretense until you have the facts that you want?
I have the facts, Watson.
Really?
Facts which prove I killed Margaret Ashley?
Dr. Winthrop.
Charles, I didn't hear you come in.
I came in very quietly through the front door, Elizabeth. I heard voices upstairs. I kept very still and waited for you. You scheming, conniving...
My arm! You break my arm!
I just want to keep you close to me, that's all. If you move, Mr. Holmes or Dr. Watson, I'll take this scalpel I have in my other hand, and I'll drive it into my wife's back.
Charles, please listen to me. It won't help to kill me. Mr. Holmes will see that you die for it because he knows now.
You sent for him, didn't you? You wouldn't believe my story. I'd like to kill you slowly, Elizabeth. You should suffer a bit. Need strokes of the scalpel to cause unbearable pain. But a slow death, the same slow death you've given me with your suspicion, your accusations.
Killing your wife now would accomplish nothing, Dr. Winthrop.
It would to me. I don't care about the consequences.
I said killing your wife would not be necessary, Dr. Winthrop. His Majesty's hangman will do that.
What?
I said His Majesty's hangman will do that.
Well, I don't know what you mean.
He dropped his scalpel. Watson, quickly pick it up.
Yes, I have it, Holmes.
I wanted to be sure you didn't pick it up, Mrs. Winthrop. Since you drove Dr. Winthrop's notorious carriage, since you killed Margaret Ashley.
I did? Mr. Holmes, that's preposterous.
Bolt the door, Watson, and guard it well.
Yes, right.
Elizabeth, my wife killed Margaret?
Precisely, Doctor. When Watson and I visited the florist where you regularly purchased orchids for Margaret, he told us that you hadn't been in his shop on the night of her death. It struck me as odd Perhaps you purchased the orchids elsewhere, eh?
Of course, Holmes, that doesn't prove...
One moment, Watson. The driver of the carriage dropped an orchid on the cobblestones of the alley. The doorman told us that. Would a man stop to purchase orchids for Miss Ashley when he knew he wouldn't see her, but intended to run her down with the carriage? Definitely not.
But you accused me.
Exactly. Who else would have borrowed your husband's carriage? In the bedroom, you told us that you never touched your husband's things. But you had, Mrs. Winthrop.
You're guessing, Mr. Holmes. You're unable to prove one iota.
Your husband's purple cape, identified by the doorman, was draped over his double-breasted jacket. The jacket was neatly buttoned. You see, it was buttoned, Mrs. Winthrop, to the left, not to the right, the way a woman wears such a jacket.
Elizabeth.
You are a blonde, Mrs. Winthrop, and in the lining of your husband's high silk hat, I noticed a long blonde hair.
Jove, Holmes.
You called your husband that night, Mrs. Winthrop, to get him out of the house. You were the non-existent Mrs. Thomas Perkins. You gave him a false address far on the outskirts of London. Then you put him into a cab, convincing him that he was too tired to drive himself. You put on his clothes. You took his carriage. You purchased orchids. You killed Margaret Ashley, being careful to make the cape very conspicuous and to drop an orchid, so that the doorman's testimony would indict Charles.
You're quite right, Mr. Holmes.
She wasn't satisfied with Margaret's death. She wanted to see me die, too, to hang for the murder.
Yes, she painted a vivid portrait of you as a murderer, Dr. Winthrop. Remember, Watson? The underground, the medicine cabinet, all lies.
And Elizabeth, you knew all along about Margaret.
For months, Charles. It just took a bit of time to plan my vengeance on both of you.
Well, call the yard, Watson. Come and fetch a prisoner. Now, my dear Mrs. Winthrop, I observed to you once that proving this was willful homicide was almost impossible. I should have added that nothing short of genius could accomplish it.
Well, Dr. Watson, that was a very astonishing development, to find that Mrs. Winthrop had driven the doctor's carriage.
Well, if surprises are your dish, Mr. Harris, then you've something to look forward to in the adventure I shall relate next week.
And what do you call that memoir, Doctor?
Next week, Mr. Harris, I shall relate to you The Adventure of the Curious Crypt. It concerns a bow-legged man, a weird laugh, and a taste in silver.
The makers of Clipper Craft Clothes and more than 1,200 stores from coast to coast have brought you another in the new series of broadcasts featuring the world's most famous detective, Sherlock Holmes. Our stories are based upon the character Sherlock Holmes, created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and the program is produced and directed by Basil Luckran. Sherlock Holmes is played by John Stanley, Dr. Watson by George Spelvin. This week's story was written by Howard Merrill, with special music by Albert Berman. If you don't know your Clippercraft dealer, write Clippercraft, 200 Fifth Avenue, New York City. The disabled veteran is paid to make the puppy you are wearing. He needs your support. Be sure to listen next week to Sherlock Holmes in The Adventure of the Curious Crypt. This is Cy Harris speaking for Clippercraft Clothes. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. Well, I have to admit, I kind of saw the solution pretty much within the last 5 minutes before it came out. Just because the amount of evidence against the husband was getting suspiciously overwhelming. And we weren't left with a whole lot of other suspects. I also have to say, we've heard this plot several times, where a murderer decides he's going to he, or in this case she, decides they are going to try and dupe the detective and lay out a cleverly arranged series of clues to lead the detective to accuse the wrong person. This woman had to be insane to try that with Sherlock Holmes. Okay, you want to try that with Barry Craig? Maybe. Philip Marlowe? Maybe. Sherlock Holmes? Are you kidding? Well, hopefully it's served as a lesson to other criminals and murderers that this won't work with Sherlock Holmes. All right, well, we do turn to listener comments and feedback, and this one comes from iTunes review from Long Islander, who writes, I love these shows, and the insights from Adam is a plus. With television going downhill, it's great to sit back, relax, and get lost in the world of radio. Well, thanks so much. I appreciate you enjoying the show out there in Long Island. And that will actually do it for today. We will be back tomorrow with yours truly, Johnny Dollar. And join us back here next Thursday for another episode of Sherlock Holmes. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. Here now is today's episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, the Patterson Transport Matter.
For your listening enjoyment, John Lund as Johnny Dollar.
I'm Benson, Johnny. How fast can you get to Kansas City, Missouri?
Why?
Maybe you can stop a homicide.
Well, that sounds worthwhile. What's the dope?
We underwrite complete insurance coverage for the Patterson Transport Corporation. They handle the parcel delivery service for most of the department stores in town.
Well, that should be profitable, but hardly deadly.
There have been 6 robberies and beatings involving their drivers in the past week, Johnny. Apparently one guy is responsible, and he's gotten increasingly brutal with each holdup.
How far has he gone?
The last holdup was yesterday afternoon. He went berserk. The driver's in the hospital with 5 broken ribs and a fractured skull. If this guy isn't caught, it's only a question of time before he kills somebody.
I'll take the first plane out.
You know, many great men have attained the highest office in our land, the presidency of the United States. Can you guess the name of this man? In 1884, with a limited education and practically no experience in national affairs, he was elected president at the age of 48. During his administration, an income tax was passed, but declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. And Coxey's army made its first march on the Capitol as a protest against unemployment. It was also during his administration that the Presidential Succession Bill was passed, which indicated the line of succession to the presidency from the president down through the cabinet. If you don't have his name by now, here are 2 more clues. He was the first president to be married in the White House and the only president to serve 2 non-successive terms. Who was he? Grover Cleveland, 22nd and 24th President of the United States. His life is part of your American heritage.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Eastern Indemnity and Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Patterson transport matter. Expense account item 1, $73.20. Airfare and incidentals between Hartford, Connecticut and Kansas City, Missouri. I was met at the airport by Walt Hendricks, Vice President and General Manager of Patterson Transport.
It's a rough one, Dollar. 6 holdups in the week. Over $3,700 in COD money stolen. 3 drivers beaten so badly they can't work. One of them in the hospital in critical condition. Real rough one.
I understand one man has been pulling the job, Mr. Hendricks.
Seems to stack up that way. So far, we haven't been able to do a blasted thing to stop him.
How's he operating?
Well, it's like this. He buys something at a department store, has the package sent out COD to a vacant apartment or house. When the driver gets out there, he lowers the boom.
Mm-hmm. What about the police?
Well, since yesterday morning, they've had a plainclothesman riding the delivery truck with the drivers.
Well, that should have brought results.
Well, we thought it would, too, till last night.
The driver that's laid up in the hospital?
Yeah. He got it in his own garage, coming home from a movie with his wife. Hendricks dropped me off at the Muleback Hotel. He said the Patterson Transport Company would supply a car for my personal use. And it was there, ready and waiting after I finished checking in. I drove over to police headquarters at 1125 Locust Street, where Lieutenant Herman of the Robbery Division filled me in.
Well, there's a few things about this that make sense, Dollar. Not many, but a few.
Like what, Lieutenant?
The way he operates, for one, has a definite pattern. Every holdup's either at the far end of the driver's route or the last stop or two before he checks in for the day.
Sounds like he's pretty familiar with the delivery operation.
And that's what we figure. Maybe from the Patterson transport end, maybe from the department store. Then another thing. He's almost sure to be a psycho.
The way he's manhandled those drivers?
There wasn't any reason for beating him. Drivers all have orders not to resist. He gets increasingly brutal with every holdup. No sense to it. Unless he's a psycho.
Mm-hmm. Any description on him?
Yeah, partial. Always wears a blue bandana handkerchief over his face. But here's what we've got on him for what it's worth.
See, about 6 feet, 190 to 200 pounds, gray slouch hat, baggy gray suit. Has a noticeable limp in the right leg. Well, that's pretty general, but that limp might help tie him down.
I've got the personnel managers of Patterson and the department stores going over their records on the basis of that description. So far, they haven't come up with anything. But here's another angle. Take a look at this map.
Yeah, sure.
Now, the first robbery took place out here, 4300 block in Seneca. The next, here, at Observation Park. And one here on Cypress. The next at 32nd Terrace. Then 54th and Jackson.
Well, that makes a rough circle around the city. What's he been doing? Moving from route to route in a definite pattern?
That's it. Hitting one driver after another in turn.
Well, then you should know who's liable to be next on the list.
We do. Driver by the name of Milton Spears. He's got the Southwest Territory down here. If the man we're after follows his pattern, we'll get him. But if he breaks it like he did last night...
Yeah.
That's about all I can tell you now, Dollar. We're hoping this guy will try again with our men riding the truck. It's our best bet for getting him. And even if he doesn't, maybe we can... Oh, hi, Grayson.
Lieutenant? We just got a report over in traffic division. One of the Patterson Company's trucks was in an accident on Anderson Avenue.
What kind of accident?
Well, apparently the truck got out of control, smashed into a parked car along the curb. The driver was killed.
What about our man?
They didn't have anybody assigned to it. The truck had been in for repair, and the driver was just road testing it. Doesn't sound like it ties in with a holdup, but I thought you'd better know.
Well, thanks, Grayson. Let me see the complete report when you get it in.
Yeah, sure, Lieutenant.
Say, Sergeant.
Yeah?
Did you get the name of the driver who was killed?
Yeah, we got it. His name was Spears. Milton Spears.
When we got to the scene of the accident, an ambulance and squad car were already there. One of the squad car men filled us in on what they'd learned.
He was heading east on Anderson here, Lieutenant. Then for some reason he suddenly clamped the wheel to the right and plowed into that Buick there at the curb.
He must have been going at a pretty good clip. Burned a lot of rubber off on the street when he swung in here.
Yeah. What did the ambulance men have to say?
He was dead when they got here. Didn't look as though the crash killed him. No impact wasn't heavy enough for that. I think he might have had a heart attack.
Uh-huh. Any witnesses?
No eyewitnesses, Lieutenant. There's a lady over there wants to talk to you.
Okay, ask her to come over. And have them take the body down to the morgue for an immediate autopsy. I want the results on it as soon as possible.
Okay, Lieutenant.
Oh, how does it hit you, Dollar?
Well, a couple of things don't quite add up.
Take him down to the
Like
morgue,
what?
boys, and have them...
Well, why he was road testing a truck on a quiet residential street. Why he was going fast enough to make heavy skid marks like that.
And why it had to happen to a driver by the name of Milton Spears.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the autopsy will give us something to go on.
Yeah, maybe.
Here's the lady I was telling you about, Lieutenant. Mrs. Robertson.
How do you do, Mrs. Robertson? I understand you have something to tell us.
I should say I do have something to tell you, Lieutenant. It's about time you police officers did something to protect the interests of our citizens. We've got rights, you know, and it's your duty to see that they're protected.
I'm not sure I understand.
No, I didn't think you would. Things have come to a pretty pass when a taxpayer can't leave a car parked out on the street without some drunken truck driver smashing it to pieces. It's your duty to see that such reckless, incompetent drivers are kept off our streets and highways.
You're the owner of the Buick that was hit, Mrs. Robertson?
Well, isn't that just what I've been telling you, young man? And believe me, somebody is going to pay for the damage done to my car. and for the shock and damage caused to my nerves.
Did you see the accident take place, Mrs. Robertson?
No, I didn't see it. But not that I had to. I was upstairs in my apartment over there, playing whist with some friends.
Then what makes you think the driver was drunk or irresponsible?
Oh, of course he was. What other explanation could there be? Smashing into a person's car like that in broad daylight on a quiet street. There's not the slightest doubt in my mind. Both of them were drunk.
And there was somebody else in the truck besides the driver?
Oh, of course there was.
How do you know, Mrs. Robertson?
Oh, because I saw him, that's why. I looked out of my window and saw him. A big, husky man he was. He got out of the truck right after the crash and went limping off down the street.
Additional questioning of the excitable Mrs. Robertson brought no further information. We got the same results from the other residents of Anderson Avenue. The men from the lab arrived and started working on the truck and Buick for possible physical evidence, and we went back to police headquarters.
No need for you to stick around, Dollar, unless you want to. We won't be getting the autopsy report on Spears for another hour or two.
Well, I thought I might look over the driver's statements on the robbery, Lieutenant. Maybe something will hit me.
Sure. I'll have Grayson dig them out for you.
Yes, sir?
Grayson, will you get out the driver's statements in the Patterson transport files? Mr. Dollar would like to look them over.
Well, I've got them right here, Lieutenant. Adding another report to the list.
What's that?
A call from General Hospital. The driver who was beaten up last night just died.
I went over the driver's statements and the official investigation reports. Lieutenant Herman and his men had covered every angle I could think of, and a couple they hadn't. When I got through, the autopsy on Milton Spears hadn't been completed yet, so I drove out to the Patterson Transport Company in the Northeast Industrial District. I found Walt Hendricks in the offices of the company, which were located to one side of their busy garage.
Oh, that's a terrible thing about Milt Spears, Dollar. A terrible thing. Man had been with us for 15 years. Perfect safety record, and gets himself killed in an accident that way.
If it was an accident.
Well, you think it's connected with the holdups?
We'll know more about it when we get the autopsy report.
Well, I suppose it could tie in.
According to the pattern, Spears was the next driver due to get hit.
Sure, and if it had happened while Spears was out on the route, I'd say okay, but he wasn't.
Just what was he doing, Mr. Hendricks?
Well, his truck broke down, the clutch linkage. We sent a substitute out. When the garage got through, Milt took the truck out to road test it.
Anybody go with him?
No. Milt was a good mechanic. No reason to send anybody along. And we don't allow our men to pick up any riders or hitchhikers. No, there couldn't have been anybody in the truck with him.
Well, maybe he picked up somebody he knew.
Well, a possibility, I suppose. I don't know, Dollar. This thing's got me so dizzy I can't think straight at all. I guess there's one consolation, though.
Yeah, what's that?
If you count Spears, every driver in the organization's been hit by now. Unless he starts over again, this guy has any place to go.
I'll give you 8 to 5. He'll think of something. It was getting late in the afternoon, so I figured I'd pay one more visit to headquarters before going back to the hotel and knocking off for the day. As I walked into Lieutenant Herman's office, he was just finishing a phone call.
Okay, Doc. Thanks for the fast report. I'll buy you a dinner someday if you're lucky enough to catch up with me. Oh, hi, Dollar. That was Doc Winters, autopsy surgeon. There was a .22 caliber bullet in Milton Spears' brain.
Wow. Nothing very accidental about that, is there?
Not likely. Fired at close range behind the right ear. Point of penetration was covered by hair. Bullet lodged in the bone. That's why the ambulance attendants didn't catch it.
No wonder he crashed the truck.
Yeah. We'll have ballistics examine the bullet. Don't know that they'll come up with anything, though. Well, it's been a long day. What do you say we go out and have a bite to eat?
I'll buy that, Lieutenant.
There's a good steakhouse right down. Lieutenant Herman. I remember. We'll be right there. Now, let's roll, Dollar.
What's up?
Remember that Mrs. Robertson?
The woman who owned the smashed-up Buick?
Yeah. She just saw the man we were after. He's out in front of her place right now.
Mind if I cut in to say something, fellows? It won't take too long, since a word to the wise is sufficient. And in the English language, there is one word which is important to just about everyone in the world. That word is security. Security has several different meanings, however. Usually we think of it in connection with the protecting of our military installations and defense industries. But it means more than that. There is a security which applies to every man, woman, and child in America. The security which comes from being in good health, having a good education, and being well taken care of in case things get a little too tough to handle by oneself. This kind of security is the problem of the President's newest cabinet member, the Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare. This department ties together the work of several governmental agencies. First, there is the United States Public Health Service, which strives to make certain that the general health of the people in our country is in the best of condition. Then there is the Food and Drug Administration, which guarantees that the food we eat is pure and safe to eat. The Social Security Board, which takes care of old people, children, and the blind who need assistance, also comes under the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, as does the United States Office of Education. This office does research on the educational possibilities, changes, and opportunities, and passes on its information to the various state boards of education. As you can see, the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare is one of the most important agencies in our government, assuring us, as it does, of a normal and healthy way of life.
And now, with our star, John Lund, we bring you the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar.
When Lieutenant Herman and I got out to the Anderson Avenue address, Mrs. Robertson was waiting for us in the vestibule of the apartment building.
It's the man, I tell you. The very same man who got out of the truck that smashed my car. And I want you to arrest him at once, do you hear?
If he's a man, we'll arrest him, Mrs. Robertson.
Of course he's a man. I ought to know. I saw him get out of the truck and limp down the street. And I saw him again just before I called you.
What was he doing, Mrs. Robertson?
Looking over my car, that's what. The nerve of him. A criminal returning to the scene of his crime.
There's no doubt about the identification.
I told you there wasn't, didn't I? A big, heavy-set man, dressed in a gray suit, walking with a limp. He's the man, all right.
Where is he now?
Oh, where would a man like that be? I told you he was drunk when he smashed into my car. He went into that bar at the corner.
At the bar.
Yeah. Only guy in the place answers the description.
You want to take him over there?
As good a place as any. Police officers, keep your hands on the bar.
Hey, what's going on here?
Hands on the bar. Take him down, Dollar.
Yeah, sure.
What do you think you're doing, Mac? I ain't got no rod on me.
How about it?
He's clean, Lieutenant.
Sure, I'm clean. I told you I was, didn't I? Now, what do you guys want with me?
What's your name, mister?
What's it to you?
Your name.
Wesley, Gerald Wesley.
Where do you live?
I ain't decided yet. Just got into town.
What are you doing in this neighborhood?
Look, you guys ain't got nothing on me. A guy's got a right to come in and have a drink without coppers hopping all over him.
Why the interest in the car, Wesley?
What car?
The smashed-up Buick down the street.
Who's interested in a smashed Buick?
You were. You were looking at it. Why?
So I looked at it. Any law against that?
Man was killed when that car was hit, Wesley.
So what's that got to do with me?
We've got a witness who says you were involved in the accident.
Your witness is nuts. All I was doing was walking down the street. I seen the car, took a gander at it.
We'll talk it over downtown, Wesley.
Ain't nothing to talk. I didn't have nothing to do with that car or somebody getting bumped off.
You heard the lieutenant. We'll talk about it downtown.
Might as well come clean, Wesley. Make it easier on yourself.
There's nothing to come clean about. I told you, coppers, that you ain't got nothing on me.
We've got a witness who says different.
I told you he's lying. I never been in that neighborhood before.
What did you do with the gun?
What gun?
The one you used to knock off Milton Spears.
I never had a gun. And I never heard of the Spears. Now, why don't you guys lay off and let me out of here?
Pretty good racket you had, Wesley. How'd you happen to think of it?
What racket?
The parcel delivery gimmick.
You nuts or something? I didn't have nothing to do with them Patterson trucks.
We didn't mention the name of the outfit, Wesley.
So you didn't mention it.
Then how'd you know what we were talking about?
I can read the papers, can't I? They've been full of them parcel delivery stick-ups.
You know more about it than that. Come on, let's have it, Wesley.
I tell you, nuts. I just got into town yesterday.
From where?
California.
Where in California?
Folsom.
We can check on that, Wesley.
So check. You'll find out it's like I said. You ain't got a thing on me, coppers. Not a lousy thing.
Lieutenant Herman sent in a teletype request for verification from Folsom, along with telephoto copies of Wesley's prints for comparison. We got the answer back in an hour.
Well, there it is, Dollar. Wesley wasn't sprung from Folsom until yesterday morning. Served his full time.
We made one more check. We had Mrs. Robertson try to pick out the man she'd seen from a lineup including Wesley and 6 police officers. She made a positive identification of Sergeant Grayson. Expense account item 2, $17.85, dinner and drinks for Lieutenant Herman and myself. Afterwards, the lieutenant called it quits for the night, and I headed for the Patterson garage. I wanted to talk with Walt Hendricks again.
Lucky to catch me in, Dollar. Don't usually work this late, but it's different tonight.
Well, what's different about it, Mr. Hendricks?
I've got some drivers to get. A couple of substitutes for those who are laid up. 2 permanent ones.
Yeah. Well, I won't take up too much of your time. I just want to get a few things straight.
Sure, go ahead.
It's pretty obvious that whoever we're after knows the operation of this business. That means he knew he wasn't going to get much of a take on those morning stick-ups. The drivers hadn't time to collect many CODs.
No, but he got over 3,700 on the afternoon job. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't say there is. But it's possible that money is only the frosting on the cake.
Thinking that somebody might have a grudge against the outfit?
Well, there's enough evidence to support it. The systematic way he's gone after the drivers, the beatings he's dished out for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing.
Come up with any ideas?
No, not a one. Company's always had a good labor record. Never any fuss with competitors. I even checked with Mrs. Thompson about it.
Who's Mrs. Thompson?
Oh, she worked here for almost 20 years as my assistant and secretary. Had an auto accident about 6 months ago. Left her crippled.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. But she knows the business as well as I do, so I thought maybe she'd come up with something.
Have any luck?
Nothing. I even talked to her husband about it.
Did he work for the outfit, too?
No, but he got to know it pretty well through her. And he figured it the same way we do. But he couldn't come up with anything either. He did try to warn Milt Spears, though.
How was that?
Well, he had the guy's pattern figured out, too, and knew Milt might be next. So we warned him to be careful.
Mrs. Thompson's husband was here at the garage before Milt Spears left?
Yeah, that's right. He drove up just a few minutes before Milt took off to road test the truck.
I went back to the hotel and put in a call to Tom Benson in Hartford. In the company's interest, he was willing to bust up his bridge game and go down to the office. He called me back in about 45 minutes with the information I wanted.
The accident took place last Christmas Eve, Johnny. Thompsons were leaving a party at the Patterson offices. Apparently, the husband had a little too much to drink. Drove out of the garage too fast, skidded as he hit the street, and wound up on the wrong side. One of the delivery trucks was just coming in. They met head on.
Uh-huh. What's the medical report say?
Well, the driver of the truck was killed outright. Mrs. Thompson suffered 2 broken vertebrae, left her permanently crippled. We paid all medical expenses. She's got a life income of $100 a month.
What about the husband?
He was in the hospital up until a couple of weeks ago. Had a depressed skull fracture, bad compound fracture of the right tibia. Outside of that, he should be as good as new. Help you any, Johnny?
I wouldn't be surprised. The Thompson home was a modest frame bungalow on Prospect Avenue, less than a half mile from the Patterson garage. I was met at the door by a practical nurse who checked with Mrs. Thompson and then led me into the bedroom to see her.
It was awfully kind of you to call on me this way, Mr. Dollar. And I want you to know that Charlie and I are very appreciative of everything your company has done for us.
You're only getting what you're entitled to, Mrs. Thompson?
Well, perhaps. But when you've been used to making your own way of life, earning your own living, then suddenly find yourself in a position like I'm in, well, it's awfully nice to know that there are people like you around.
Well, thanks, Mrs. Thompson. Is your husband at home?
I'm dreadfully sorry, but he left just a few minutes ago. And you did want to talk to him about those robberies, didn't you?
What makes you think that?
Oh, Mr. Hendricks told me you were in town. And Charlie's been so interested in those holdups. He just feels terrible about those poor drivers, you know.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yes. Just terrible. He's been so worried about them ever since the trouble began. That he even wanted to ride along with some of them on their route to help protect them.
Is that so?
Yes, he's felt that way, you know, protective about them ever since that accident happened to us. Some men might have felt the driver was to blame that night, might have felt resentful toward them because of what happened to me, but not Charlie. He's a wonderfully forgiving man, Mr. Dollar.
Where's your husband now?
Yes. He even had a presentiment about what was going to happen to them after the holdup started. He told me he was afraid that robber would go from one driver to the next, beating them, perhaps even killing them. He even made a list of the ones he was afraid would be hurt.
Where is he now, Mrs. Thompson?
That's why he went out tonight, Mr. Dollar. He's determined he won't let anything like that happen again. That's why he went out to protect him.
To protect who?
Well, the next one on his list, of course. My former employer, Mr. Hendricks.
The phone was in the living room. I put in 2 fast calls. The first to police headquarters.
We'll have a car right out, Dollar.
The second was to the Patterson garage to warn Hendricks. The garage was only a few short blocks away, and I made it before the squad car did. There was a light in Hendricks' office, but it was empty. I tried the darkened garage next. Thompson? Is that you, Thompson? Thompson?
What's going on out there? What's the shooting about?
It's Dollar, Hendricks.
Dollar?
Yeah. Throw some lights on, will you?
Yeah, sure. What's going on here, Dollar? What are you... Oh, Charlie Thompson.
Yeah. Where were you?
In the back room. But Charlie, what happened?
Well, somebody had to stop him from protecting you. Expense account item 3, $22.10. Hotel bill and miscellaneous. Expense account item 4, $71.30, airfare back to Hartford. Expense account total, $184.45. Remarks: when ballistics verified that Thompson's .22 Colt had killed Milton Spears, my official job was over. My unofficial one, informing Mrs. Thompson, wasn't nearly as easy. I guess I got a little confused. It's the only way I can account for the fact that she believes her husband died a hero, getting the bandit single-handed. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Welcome back. Well, this episode really is one of those that when it was done as a 5-part matter with those 15-minute serials, and it really was fleshed out quite a bit more. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good mystery. And again, I continue to be amazed by how much Johnny Dollar gets involved in police work, including being asked by policemen to search suspects. Now to listener comments and feedback. And we'll be on Twitter today. And Chuck B. Sent along a recommendation to his friends to listen to episode 810, The Berlin Matter. Then this comment from Brian Reynolds, it was on there, and I've seen it, but I've kept forgetting to respond to it, but I'll respond today since we don't have any other questions. Are there any Doc Savage radio shows on podcast available? The answer is, as far as I know, no. The old-time Doc Savage radio programs, and Savage did have programs in the 1930s and 40s, these are all lost. The only surviving Doc Savage radio programs were those done over PBS in the 1980s. It's a fine collection. I was able to listen to it. I made the mistake of loaning it to someone in another state, so I don't have it anymore. But it is available on radioarchives.com. Very high quality audio, and I think pretty solid production values. So I'd refer you to radioarchives.com, and I think they had posted a couple online that you could listen to. All right, well, that'll do it for today. We will be back next week. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. We have 2 articles at greatdetectives.net for your enjoyment. We have 2 different countdown posts. We continue our countdown of the top 25 best Dragnet stories. This week we count down number 15 to number 11. And we also continue to count down radio's most essential people. This week we profile number 16 and number 15 on our list. You can view these articles at greatdetectives.net. Radio's Most Essential People Countdown article will be there on Sunday. You can also subscribe to all the articles we post through Kindle by going to Great Detectives of Old Time Radio on the Kindle store. Now it's time for today's episode of The Lineup, The Cop Killer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take you now behind the scenes of a police headquarters in a great American city, where under the cold, glaring lights will pass before us the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. This is The Lineup.
Sit right here, Charlie.
Yes, Lieutenant. Lieutenant, I don't...
It's all right. They won't be able to see you. If you identify one of them, they won't know who you are.
Yes, Lieutenant.
And now just take your time and make sure. We've got to have these men, Charlie.
May I have your attention, please?
Have a cigarette?
Oh, thanks.
You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb, Sergeant Matt Greb. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call off a number, their name and charge. If you have any questions or identifications, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call his name. At the end of each line, when I ask for questions or identifications, call out the number. If you're sure or not too sure of the suspect, have him held. The officers who took your name will assist you. They're seated among you. Please be prompt with your questions or identifications. When the prisoners leave here, they are sent to the bathroom and dressed back into their jail clothes. It makes it quite difficult to bring them back after they leave here. The questions I ask these suspects are merely to get a natural tone of voice. So do not pay too much attention to their answers as they often lie. Bring on the line. All right. Move up to the end of the stage. That's right. Keep it moving. All right, now turn and face front. Hands to your sides, look straight ahead. Number 1, Alex Polk, breaking and entering. Where do you live, Alex?
718 East 108th.
On the night of November 16th, you broke into the house of R.R. Forster, 2243 South Rockford Street.
I didn't take nothing. Nothing.
Well, you don't have to in this state, Alex. Just breaking in is enough.
Yeah? What do you know? As long as I didn't get nothing, they should have rang the doorbell, I guess.
Number 2, Peter Majewski, narcotic suspect. Where do you live, Peter?
Irma Hotel, Madison Avenue.
That's a pretty nice hotel, Peter.
Service ain't so good.
How about it, Charlie?
Where do you live, Peter?
I ain't working right now, Sergeant.
Stand still.
I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
You got a monkey on your back?
No, Sergeant. I put the junk down a long time ago. A year anyway.
Number 3, Nicholas Garcia, disorderly conduct. What's your business, Nicholas?
I work for the city, Sergeant.
This is your first offense, Nick?
Yes, Sergeant.
You were pretty drunk.
My wife left me and ran off with a guy.
He wasn't a policeman, was he?
No.
You used some pretty rough language on Patrolman Duff.
I don't remember, I'm sorry.
Well, watch your language the next time. Some of the boys are sensitive.
Yes, Sergeant.
Number 4, Oscar Cook, narcotic suspect. Where do you live, Oscar?
How about that one, Charlie?
You have
any one of them.
Oscar.
Well, it's a frame. The pig slipped it on me when he picked me up.
This is your third offense. It's going to be pretty rough.
I wasn't hauling, see? The coolest. The pig stashed it on me.
Look who's calling who a pig. Number 5, Ernest Schaefer, narcotic suspect. Where do you live, Ernest?
76 East 103rd Street.
Where do you work?
How about it?
I don't work, Sergeant.
Not that one either. And how long have you been putting it down, Ernest? Huh? What are you dreaming about?
Beats me. It's pretty crazy, though.
Man?
Oh, hello, Ben.
This is Charlie, man.
Hello, Charlie.
Hi, Sergeant.
I'm sorry you couldn't identify any of those men.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, take him down and show him the mug file. Maybe you can find one of them there.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going up to narcotics. I'll be in Captain Walter's office.
Okay. Come on, let's go, Charlie.
See you later, Lieutenant.
Yeah.
32-671 South Lincoln. Attention, all units. All units in the vicinity of 45th Avenue and 108th Street. A 211 and a shooting. Code 3. Attention, all units in the...
Hello, Ben.
Oh, Bill.
Relax.
Yeah.
Old boy identify any of them?
No, but we'll keep trying.
Well, I'll have the boys keep hauling them in. Charlie can look at every narcotic suspect we've got a package on. Some we haven't.
It's a rotten mess.
Yeah, rotten. You sure this old bum can identify the 3 men?
Charlie says he can. I don't know. He was flopped under the bridge, says he heard the car pull up and stop. Got scared. Couldn't figure who'd be stopping that late at night.
And he saw these guys kill Fisher.
No. He didn't see them kill him. He heard the shot and looked up. Saw the 3 men lift Fisher over the railing and drop him in the riverbed.
And he could recognize 3 men standing up on a bridge late at night?
He says so. Couple of lights on the bridge, only 20 feet to the riverbed. He says so. I hope he can.
I went over and saw Fisher's family myself.
Yeah. I've had dinner over there. Mom's a great cook.
She took it pretty hard. So did his wife, Jean.
Fisher was a good cop. Boys in the precinct are taking it pretty hard, too.
We'll get the guys.
Fisher was going to make the contact at 8 tonight.
Yeah, you're supposed to meet a man named Black. Francis Black. My department's been trying to bust this ring for a long time. Fisher was close. This Black was a pusher for the stuff. Fisher got his confidence and made a deal to buy $10,000 in heroin. He was supposed to meet Black last night at 8 o'clock in the bar, and then Black was supposed to take him to the big boy. We had a stakeout in the bar and across the street. Fisher met Black all right. They got into Black's car and drove to the river where they took the ferry. We staked out a car on the other side.
And they switched cars on the ferry.
Yeah. So we didn't catch on until Black's car didn't drive off.
Had it all set up. Must have known Fisher was a cop before Black met him in the bar.
Yeah.
Now, what about Black?
He's got his apartment staked out, but he won't show.
Ben.
Come on in, man.
Hello, Captain.
Hi.
You want to go over there now, Ben?
Yeah, I guess so.
I've got Charlie looking at the mugs with Sergeant Quine.
Okay. Well, we'll see you later, Bill. He thought we'd take a few minutes and go over and see the Fisher's family.
It won't make you feel good.
Mom Fisher's fed the whole department at one time or another. She's a fine person. I'd feel a lot worse if I didn't stop by.
Well?
Yeah?
Well, go on. Ring it.
Okay.
Hello, Gene.
Hello, Ben. Hello, Matt.
Hi.
Come in.
Thanks.
Where's Mom?
In the kitchen, fixing young Jeffy's dinner. Be back from school soon.
He's in school?
He's already gone before Bill. Came up and told
Gene.
I'm all right. It won't be bad for a while. Till I get lonesome. Till I miss him. I'm just kind of numb now. Mom's in the kitchen.
Little Jeff doesn't know?
Uh-oh. He was already in school when we heard. I'll tell him tonight. After his dinner. After he watches television. Mom? Oh?
Oh, Mom.
Oh, Mom.
Hello, boys. Matthew, Benjamin. I'm fixing Jeff something for his dinner. Some cookies, too, for later. Oatmeal cookies. He likes them. Would my two big policemen like some cookies?
Well, we can't stay long, Mom.
I shouldn't have to entertain you in the kitchen. But the little ruffian has got an appetite like you, Matthew.
Nobody's got an appetite like Matt, Mama.
It's your cooking, Mom.
Yeah, I'm a good cook. The men in my family are particular. Jeff's now 8, and he's very particular. Gene is a fine cook, too. I guess we spoil our men, don't we, Gene? Gene, look in the oven and see if my cookies are done. Yes, ma'am. They look done.
Mom.
Oh, you have to be going, Benjamin. Gene, you take the cookies out of the oven, and I'll go with my two big policemen to the door. Yes, Mama.
Bye, Gene.
Bye.
Bye. Please come back. Soon.
Sure.
Jean's a good girl, fine girl. My son was lucky.
What should we say, Mom?
Say, Benjamin? You have said it without saying it. My two big policemen. You have said it.
Bye, Mom.
Matthew?
Mom.
Benjamin? Oh.
What is it, Mom?
The little ruffian, little Jeff, running this way down the block. I'll have to hurry and get him a few cookies so he can eat them while he watches Hopalong Cassidy.
Mom.
Yes, Matthew.
God bless you.
Yeah, Bill. I didn't want to call you over at Mom. What's the matter? I just brought a guy in, a 211 shooting. Francis Black. Oh, dead? Very. 4 slugs in him. I was just going to get that old bum for an identification.
He's down with Sergeant Quine.
Yeah, let's go get him. Where did I find the body? 45th and 108th Street. Witness say he came out of a hotel and somebody opened up across the street with rifles. Man who runs a jewelry store caught a wild shot in the hip. How was Mom?
Oh, magnificent.
Yeah.
I feel terrible.
I want to get those guys, Bill.
Quine.
Matt?
Yeah. Bring Charlie here.
He found something. Charlie found something.
He spotted one of them?
I found one, Lieutenant. I found one.
You sure?
Well, he says this is one of them. I just tagged it. I'm just going to call you.
That's one of them, all right. That's one of the fellas that pushed that guy off the bridge.
Here's his package.
You know him, Bill? Yeah. Joseph Bolger. Mm-hmm. FBI kickback here. We've had Bolger before. You sure this is one of them?
Yeah, I seen him clear. Him and 2 others.
Charlie.
Yeah, Lieutenant?
No mistake?
No, sir, I mean it, Lieutenant. That fellow right there is one of the men.
I'll put out a pickup. We'll be in the morgue.
Come on, Charlie. We got another one for you.
Another one?
Down in the morgue. He was mixed up in it. Might have been one of the 3 who pushed Fisher off the bridge.
Hi, Matt.
Lieutenant.
Hi. The one you
you just got in, George. 211, shooting. Francis Black?
Yeah, that's right.
Right here.
Come here, Charlie. Stand right there.
Okay. Pull it back, George. Sure.
Well, no one? Well, yes or no?
I think so.
You do?
It's hard to tell with him lying down.
Sit him up.
Oh, but look.
All right. Sit him up, George.
Sure.
Well, Charlie?
That's one of them.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure, Lieutenant.
I've got a dragnet out on Joseph Bolger. Well, if Charlie's identification's all right, we've tagged two of them, Bill.
Pretty easy to figure why Francis Black was killed. The guys with those rifles didn't like him getting mixed up with a cop. Knew we had him spotted. So they blasted him before we could pick him up.
Yeah. You said that Fisher made his contact with Francis Black in a bar. What bar?
A place on 73rd Street, Angelo's. We've got a man watching it.
Well, what about the guy who runs it?
No record. Name's Angelo Giuseppe. We talked with him, showed him Black's picture. Never saw him before. Didn't remember him coming in last night.
Has he seen the mug on Joseph Bolger?
Not yet. You want to take it over?
Yeah, long shot. But I don't want to sit around and wait.
Don't blame you.
Let me know if you get anything. I don't want to miss it.
Nobody does. Everybody wants in on this one.
There'll be 4 more amateur songwriters on hand, and one of them will sell his song for nationwide distribution when Songs for Sale comes along this Friday night on most of these same CBS stations. Songs for Sale gives these new writers a great chance. Their songs are judged by a panel of experts. Their music is sung by Rosemary Clooney and Richard Hayes. They're made to feel at home under the guidance of the experienced showman Jan Murray. For an hour of fascinating fun behind the scenes of Tin Pan Alley, hear Songs for Sale this Friday and every Friday on CBS.
Sure, Lieutenant. I talked with some of your boys this morning. They showed me the picture of some guy named...
Francis Black, Angelo?
Yeah. He was supposed to have been in my place last night. Supposed to have met that cop who got killed, but I never saw him.
Well, how about this guy?
Oh, let me get my glass.
All right. Name's Joseph Bolger.
Let's see.
Yeah, Joseph Bolger.
Hey, Lieutenant.
Yeah?
This one's been in my place many times.
Joseph Bolger?
Well, he don't call himself a Joseph Bolger. Al, I think. Al something.
When was the last time he was in, Angelo?
Oh, 2-3 days ago, I think. Comes in once or twice a week. Been coming in once or twice a week for about a year. Once or twice a week.
I see. Well, how well do you know him?
Well, not too well. He don't say much, you see. I know he calls himself Al... I don't know, something...
Never said where he lived?
Well, never said nothing, no. I heard a couple of guys call him Al one time or another.
Yeah.
I always said, hello, Al, when he came in. It's a good policy.
Yeah.
Customers' names make them want to come back.
Look, Angelo, you haven't seen him in 2 or 3 days?
No, but he'll probably be in. I'm sure he lives around here.
Oh, why are you sure?
Well, a guy don't keep stopping into a bar once or twice a week for a year in the evenings if he don't live close by. You know, you go out of your way to a real classy joint maybe, but not to my place. It's nice, it's comfortable. I don't borrow my drinks, but class, well, I ain't got.
Angelo.
Yeah, Lieutenant.
This is Sergeant Greb, Angelo.
Other side.
Hello, Angelo. Angelo, starting now, there'll be 2 officers in your place from the time you open in the morning till you close at night. Sergeant Greb and I'll take over for today. Tomorrow there'll be probably 2 others.
All right, Lieutenant.
Now, look.
If Joseph Bolger comes in, try to act like there's nothing wrong, understand?
Yeah, but get out of the way. Go to the back room or something.
And we'll try to take him without any shooting.
Yeah.
And now we'll sit over at that table. Bring us a beer or something.
Okay. Glad I paid my insurance last month.
You think Bolger will show?
I hope so, man.
The captain's got a bunch of boys out with pictures covering this area for about 3 miles each way.
That's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Here's the beer.
Oh, thanks. Now, just forget about us, Angelo.
Well, that ain't easy.
And we'll try to act like it.
Well, that I can do.
What's the time?
It's 3:40.
Cop spends half his time waiting.
O'clock, boys.
Yeah.
There'll be 2 more tomorrow morning.
Sure.
Good night, Angelo.
Good night.
Yeah, I'd hate to do that every day.
Yeah, I can't think of anything more terrible than sitting all day and half the night watching a perfectly good beer go flat.
Morning, Ben. Well, 3 days now, Bill.
Yeah, Quine and Asher in the bar today.
And Matt and I go tomorrow again.
Wish we'd get something.
Take it easy.
How close can you get? Got one, identify the other. My boys have showed Bolger's picture to everybody in that area. Nobody knows him. Nobody's seen him.
Yeah, I know. Too bad more of us couldn't have been to Fisher's funeral.
I'm sure Mom understood. Then we've run in every narcotic suspect we can get our hands on. We've sweated stoolies. For 3 days now, we've questioned every hood in the city. We've got all the roads covered. Airports, bus stations. Where is Bolger?
I wish I knew. I'll see you later. I gotta go down to the line.
Okay.
Ben!
Yeah?
Get Matt. Just got a call. Bolger's in the bar now.
Quine not to take him till we got here.
How do we do it?
Well, the more of us, the less chance of Bolger's using his gun. Matt, cover the alley.
Right.
All right. Let's go, Bill. Now, let me go in first. I'll get next to him. Let's see. Give me about 30 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, Angelo.
Oh, hello.
A beer, please.
Coming up. There you are.
Thanks.
How you been?
Oh, fine.
Oh, my gosh.
What's wrong?
I forgot to call my wife. She'll kill me.
Don't move, Bolger.
He said don't move.
Look out.
Fine. Asher.
No! Let me go!
Get him out in the alley.
I got his gun.
Move the door there.
Get out there. Hey, what is this? Now, wait a minute.
We want the other guy.
What other guy? What are you talking about?
You know what we're talking about, you lousy cop killer.
No.
You're going to tell us where he is.
No, wait.
Bolger, you got 10 seconds to make up your mind. Hello?
Hi. What'll it be?
Better make it a Thompson and a shotgun.
One Thompson, one shotgun. There's the Thompson. Okay. Who gets the shotgun?
I'll take it.
Okay.
How much ammunition?
2 drums for the Thompson, 6 rounds for the shotgun.
Here, sign off.
Okay. What's the number on the Thompson now?
67612.
67612, Thompson. The shotgun?
645128.
645128?
Yeah.
645128.
2 drums for the Thompson, 6 rounds for the shotgun.
Okay.
I've sure been hopping the last half hour. Everybody's been down here.
We've got a lead on the third guy who killed Fisher.
Yeah, I heard. Some guy named Shaw.
Yeah.
Well, this is one time I don't mind being busy.
We've got the area closed off. 2 men at the alley entrance. Cars at the end of the blocks. 3 cars on the street here.
Where's Shaw?
We talked with the hotel clerk. Says Shaw hasn't come in yet. Usually comes in between 7 or 8. Klein sitting in the lobby.
Do we wait in his room, Captain?
Yeah. Nearly 7 now. Shaw's room is 208. Clerk,
Yes, sir.
give us the key to 208.
Yes, sir. There you are.
Klein,
Yes, sir.
we're going up to the room. If Shaw comes in, just get behind him. Follow him up.
All right, Captain.
Take the elevator.
2?
Yeah. Office called. Bolger signed a full confession. Bolger and Black were pushing the stuff for Shaw.
215, 214, and down this way.
Shaw and Bolger met Black and Fisher on the ferry. Shaw recognized Fisher as a cop. Drove the bridge. Killed him.
Yeah. Oh, here. 208. Bolger still says Shaw pulled the trigger?
Yeah.
Hey, come on, let's go. Take the stairs, man.
Captain, Shaw came in and shot that officer.
Yeah. Quiet. Quiet.
But down. He saw me start after him and started shooting. He's down in the basement.
Yeah, right over there.
Get an ambulance. To warn the men in the
Well,
street.
go and tell him and get an ambulance. Come on, Matt.
Yeah.
You, clerk, stay with this man.
Yes, sir.
Down here, Matt.
You want some light?
No. I'll go around that way.
Light. Must have gone through that door.
No.
Huh?
Matt, look. Service elevator.
He's going up.
Yeah. The roof. Come on, let's go.
He can't get off. He's 10 stories up. 2 boys coming up the fire escape.
He's probably waiting for us to come through this door. Now stay low. Go through one at a time.
What about that Thompson? He'll throw slugs all over the city.
I won't use it unless I have to.
Keep the door open. I'll go first.
Okay, Matt.
Go, right. I got him pinned down.
Let's go, Bill.
He's behind that row of vents. Near that big air conditioning unit.
Spread out.
Look out, Captain! Shaw! Give it up. We're all around you.
He's coming around your way now, Matt.
Stay where you are, Bill. All right. I'll go around this way. He's coming back!
He's circling. Watch it, Ben.
Shaw!
Ben!
Okay, boys.
You get him, Ben?
Let's get him off the roof. Get out of this wind. I should have worn a heavier coat.
Yeah. Yeah, a guy could catch a bad cold up here.
Lineup, where before you pass the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. Listen again next week when we again bring you the Lineup.
May I have your attention, please?
You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room. May I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb, Sergeant Nat Greb. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call off a number, their name and charge. If you have any questions or identification, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call his name. At the end of
The lineup, starring William Johnstone as Lieutenant Ben Guthrie and Wally Mayer as Sergeant Matt Greb, was written by Blake Edwards with music by Eddie Dunstetter. Featured in tonight's cast were Junius Matthews, Stacey Harris, Larry Dodkin, Jay Novello, Lou Krugman, Jack Moyles, Ida Reese Marin, Ed Begley, and Virginia Gregg. The lineup is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Every Friday night, Broadway's My Beat brings you the latest adventure of Danny Clover, the handsome young plainclothesman who patrols the Great White Way. Wealthy playboys and panhandlers, apple annies and chorus girls, flashy big shots and shoeshine boys. They're Danny's friends, and when a crime is committed, their inside stories help Danny to find the thief or killer. Friday night also brings you the CBS famous anti-crime series, Up for Parole, the hard-hitting factual stories of men and women behind bars who seek another chance at freedom. You're sure to enjoy both Broadway's My Beat and Up for Parole. They're heard every Friday on most of these same CBS stations. This is CBS, the Star's address, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. Well, this is a good episode for kind of the contrast between Dragnet and the lineup. Whenever there was a killing of a police officer, Dragnet and Jack Webb always took pains to make it clear that this was not just a case of the police being upset because one of their own had been killed. Rather, a criminal that was ready and willing to kill an armed police officer, what might they do to actual civilians? No effort at that is made in this episode. It seems a much more totally passion-driven effort, the desire to get the cop killer. Now, certainly both elements are present, I think, in real life. And Dragnet did often include the emotional element. But here, that seems to be the main driver in the drama. So that's one of the big differences. All right, listener comments and feedback. We begin with a comment on Facebook from Rosalie, who says, "Thank you, Adam, for wonderful insight into the history of police procedures. I regularly listen to Dragnet and the Great Detectives. I have a professional interest in recognition memory and find that the lineup is an interesting perspective on identification procedures before we knew about the many problems associated with eyewitness testimony. Face recognition is imperfect, and it's easy to make mistakes with seeing and recognizing even when someone is viewed briefly under stressful conditions. Memory is also easily influenced by the way questions are asked at the time memory is being tested. Humans are often inclined to agree with people they respect and consider to be authorities. It is now widely acknowledged that identification should not be undertaken by presenting witnesses with a single suspect or a distinctive individual in a lineup and asking, did he do it? To the best of my knowledge, identification now involves showing the witness a lineup of people who resemble the suspect in terms of ethnicity, age, etc., and asking, do you recognize anyone? The case in episode 860, the candy store robbery, represents a clear example of how an innocent person could be placed in an impossible situation as a consequence of a member of the public wanting to be helpful. Fortunately, the more experienced and psychologically sophisticated policeman was not satisfied with the evidence from one compliant witness. One wonders how many mistakes had less fortunate outcomes. Certainly something to remember. And that, by the way, is the point of another one of our shows, A Life in Your Hands. I think, and most of the audience has enjoyed A Life in Your Hands immensely. It has an important message about accurately remembering what you saw. And just as how Kegg will tell witnesses, just say what you saw, not what you think you saw. In episode 860, things got into trouble because he saw the car and he associated the car with the person he'd always seen owning it. So I think it's some fascinating programs here, some even ahead of their times. Thanks so much for the comment. Then we have this from Podcast Alley from Joan. Hi, Adam. I must say I'm beginning to enjoy the new series, especially the supermarket murders. It reminds me a little of Dragnet's way of doing things, and I find this series very interesting. Thanks you for sharing the show with us. As always, keep up the great work. Cheers from Joan in Southern Ontario, Canada. All right, well, that will do it for today. Join us back here on Monday when we'll bring you the adventures of Frank Race. In the meantime, send your comments to box13@greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook. Facebook.com/Radio Detectives. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.